shunned them. I can't believe we got bananaed. What's up, everybody? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Hi, everybody. I am here with the very, I've already muted. Yeah, I gotta unmute you, by the way. Would you like to be unmuted, guys? All right, I guess I'll unmute them or whatever, guys. It makes you feel better when you can't hear them. That's what I was trying to do. Is like, you know, let them warm up a little bit. You mute at the beginning, and then you're like, oh yeah, you're fine, guys. Like, you know, get the nerves out.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Yo, what's up, Nycto? How are you?
I'm doing quite all right. I see that the Bongo Cats are having a grand old time being in the position that I desperately wish I was in. But yes.
Nycto, aren't you married?
Indeed I am. But I can appreciate some fine privilege right now.
I'm calling your wife. I'm calling your wife.
Oh, please.
Oh, God.
Beautiful
What a way to
stuff.
start this one off.
I feel like it's just very normal Nycto and me dialogue. Like, you know
Oh,
what
it
I mean?
absolutely is.
Oh my God.
Like,
Hello,
everything's off the table until it's convenient. Then it's game on.
Not the hats,
Already?
bro. Not the hats. We just started, guys. Are you serious? Bro, poor Gourdie, man. Every time they just stick it to you with the hats, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's canonical at this point. I have a cloaca.
And we're proud of you for that. We're proud of you for that. Well, even if it makes you feel better, guys, I do have a big surprise for you.
Oh, really? What would that be?
That's right. It's a dance party! Yippee! Nycto, do a flip! Do a flip, Nycto! Come on! That's not a flip, bro!
I'm working on it! I'm working on it! I'm working on it!
The dance party, baby! The dance party, yippee!
Beautiful stuff.
It's wonderful, right? It's wonderful.
Hey, I'm here to party.
Are you fucking awake now, chat? Are you awake? Wakey, wakey, chat.
I can only throw my stick so hard.
Gourdie, you look like that normal, like, average guy in the back of the bar, just kind of like pumping hands.
I was thinking about what you just. I'm thinking about what you just said, and I'm thinking to myself, like, if you had to go ahead and throw it back, you'd crack it like one of those one-wish willows over here. Can I make a wish with you, good sir?
Oh, did you go Gourdie a one-wish willow?
Yes.
Honestly, that checks out.
Yeah, I was about to
That's one
say.
of my cousins. Thank you very much.
Oh, your cousin. Gotcha. Okay, well, we have that established.
What would your one-wish willow that be there, Gourdie?
Oh, I thought you were asking him. I was gonna say. I
don't want to talk to him. I want to talk to you.
Wow, you weren't the only one here. I got you. Don't worry about it.
I don't know.
Maybe I'll
wish.
just check out here. How's that sound, huh? I'm going. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Oh God, I thought he'd never leave.
Oh, yeah. Who cares? Yeah, who cares?
Who cares? I missed him.
My one wish is to have giant boobs so he could come back and wish to be in my boobs.
Hey, Chad, did they miss me yet?
What's up, Yellow? Thank you. I've arrived from my trip from the Eye of Terror. Where the fuck is the Eye of Terror? Is that the Eye of Terror? Is that Nycto's Discord server? Like, what is that?
No, that's supposed to be a Warhammer reference. Apparently, we got some fans in here.
Oh, it's Warhammer. It's Warhammer. Okay, well, I was.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's go and talk about the lore of Warhammer. So there's this guy called the Emperor.
Oh, man, I am so
God.
busy. I gotta go.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Tragic.
Suddenly a truck hit me and incapacitated me. I can't stick around.
Oh man,
Sorry.
that's tragic. You know, they're actually one of the Primarchs got hit by a truck canonically. True story. So let me tell you all about this guy by the name of Angron.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about Darth Plagueis the Wise or whatever that guy's name is.
Wrong franchise there, Elara.
I know nothing and I don't even know that.
I'm just saying. Hideous stats. Anyways.
Imagine actually knowing Warhammer lore, bro. Like, look, I feel like as a Kingdom Hearts person, we look at Warhammer lore and we're like, what the fuck is that shit? That is way worse than Kingdom Hearts lore. Like, Warhammer lore is built different, literally.
Look, I will tell you that the feeling is quite mutual, because I take a look at the Kingdom Hearts lore from somebody who was deeply infatuated with it, that tried to go ahead and date me, and I will tell you that I zoned out incredibly hard after about 2 hours of nothing but straight lore.
And you said you dated them, right?
Yeah, no. Like, Warhammer lore isn't different, except it's a lot cooler.
Did you just insult Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, I did. What are you gonna do about it?
You know what, Nycto? It's fine. It's fine. I don't even care, bro. It's cool. Not everybody likes ketchup and soy sauce like Disney and Square Enix together. It's just a unique taste that not everybody can appreciate.
I can see it already.
Like, I only care about the fact that Jafar's in there, alright? That's the only thing I care about.
My favorite thing ever. Wait, have you played Kingdom Hearts 2? Okay, do you remember the part where you fight, oh wait, no, wait, have you played Kingdom Hearts 2?
I've not played any of them, no.
Okay, you need to go play Kingdom Hearts 2 and fight Genie Jafar. I'm not gonna spoil anything. There's something very iconic in that battle you need to know about.
Interesting. I'll have to go ahead and take a look at that when I get the chance then.
Yes, I will not take this away from you. DB, I meant to say thank you for the $80 donation. Thank you so much, DB. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Everybody give some claps to DB, please. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. One Dancing Kelly. Throwing it back on Nycto's face.
Oh my god, Nycto, you've never looked so good.
Well, you know, taking a couple of baths over in the milk tub definitely does wonders for you.
Oh wait, you're back.
Amazing.
Yeah, sorry about that. There was a bit of a mask off moment.
I got that one locked.
Let me go ahead and get my ukulele.
Do you actually have a ukulele?
No, I have 2 acoustic guitars and a piano.
Oh, so you have a jumbo ukulele.
What?
Yeah, a guitar is just a jumbo ukulele if you think about it.
It basically is, yeah.
Right?
Boring
Yeah.
heart skeleton.
Damn, they got you, bro. They got you.
Don't worry.
I mean, that's just a statement of fact. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is boring. I don't know what to tell you.
No, that says boring heart skeleton. They're talking about you. How dare you try to deflect onto my beloved.
Who calls it for what it is? I speak my truth, okay?
I speak my truth, and we can't take that away.
I'm just saying, like, y'all should definitely go ahead and follow me on my other channel that debunks a bunch of people. All right, it's called Skeletruther 1776.
Skeletruther.
Oh.
But by the way, did you know that Big Milk is putting chemicals in there that turn your skeleton gay?
Who the fuck is Big Milk? Krelly? Like...
I was about to say, Elara, you of all people should know because
Milky, like it was Big Milk exactly. Like, can you elaborate on this?
Elara, don't pretend like you don't know Big Milk, all right? I can just look at you and tell that you definitely work with them.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Hello, chat. How's it going? It's great to see all of you. Welcome in. Today, we're going to be chatting about some VTuber news, and we are joined by the very lovely Nycto and Gourdie as well. Thank you both for coming by and, want to yip yap a little bit. I appreciate you.
It's super.
Appreciate being on here. Thank you very much for your invites.
One of you two is gonna have to get a milkman outfit, by the way.
Got it.
I would look damn good in it. Look, I would look damn good in a milkman outfit. Don't
honestly,
even
like,
yeah,
okay,
honestly.
Real talk, it would actually look pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you'd look
in
great
any kind
in
of
it.
outfit. I'll make it look good.
Yeah, I think you'd look great in it. By the way, I meant to tell you all that I owe 1 wheel spin, so we're gonna spin the wheel of punishment. Let's see what we get. Yippee-ki-yay!
Ooh.
It either adds time or
enjoy
other
grabbing
random
popcorn, watching the
punishments.
lesser laws.
My stem is hitting
with
the
each
tick.
other.
Okay, all right, it's just hydrate. It's just hydrate. The least worst one. We would love to see it. We'd love to see it. Love to see that. Thank you, guys. By you being here, my good luck charm, and my punishments won't be bad. All right, treat. Although you can add like yesterday, I think they added like an hour with all of this stuff. I'm like, bro, are y'all serious?
What?
What's your timer sitting at right now? Was that 6 hours?
Yeah, it's 6 hours right now.
It's actually insane. Like I feel like they keep edging you towards the end, and then they just bump you up like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, they do. They edge the fuck out of me. Like, they really do. I think like my timer has been like around 4 hours for a really, really long time, but hasn't really gotten below that. Not much. There was the one time we had 2 seconds left, and then we went up to 69 hours in the same day, so that was fun.
That's nutty.
Yeah,
You have to appreciate it. You gotta go ahead and appreciate it.
I don't think I'm ever gonna escape.
Reach 600 days, right? At the very least.
I mean, I think the big goal, honestly, is 690 days, just so that way we can be like, nice. And then we'll
Yeah,
live.
I'm glad that you went in that direction instead of the whole 607, considering the circumstances of that.
Oh, they want to do that too. Yeah,
they.
they want to do that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
it's a
get me
given that
wrong.
they're gonna want to do that.
Yeah, it's just on the way to 690, you know? Like, we'll celebrate 6-7 once we're passing by on our way to 690.
I hope
What you can do with 608? Like, I feel like the 6-8, there's an opportunity there for 6-8 to come about, but we got to figure it out.
Look, here's all the celebrations. I wrote them down. Okay, all right, we have day 600. We have day 666. And we're going to play Doom on that day because funny, haha. Then we celebrate day 670. Then we celebrate day 690. 680, nah, we don't celebrate that day.
Make it just a really obscure celebration.
But like what?
I don't know, celebrating like Nycto's birthday or something. Something weird.
Oh, you're going to have to wait until next year for that to happen. My birthday's already passed.
You've never done a 68? You know what? I gotta tell you, I've never done a 68. Maybe I'm missing out. I mean, you know, I know all about 69, but nothing about 68. I gotta be honest. How does that even work? Obscure. No, it'd be like a Leif Erikson Day or something, you know, like from SpongeBob. I mean, it's actually like a holiday, but that'll be
now it's
holiday.
a prominent holiday. Now that everybody knows about it, I'm trying to get my daily note and I'm like missing where it is.
Yeah, I can definitely celebrate Nycto's birthday on day 680. All right, I'm inviting you back if we make it that far, Nycto. We'll celebrate your full birthday.
You know, I appreciate that, and I also hope that you bring me a birthday gift as a result of that.
Look, Nycto, don't push it, bro. I'm celebrating your birthday. Like,
you're coming to my birthday. You're coming to my birthday party without a present. You know what that means? You're just there to mooch off of the free food and drink.
Damn straight.
Yeah,
What else did I show up to celebrate your birthday for?
Right?
I can't believe you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have confirmation that Elara is, in fact, a freeloader.
Yeah, I'm also a regifter, too. You give me something, I'm putting in the white elephant for next year. You can bet on that.
And let me guess, the white elephant is the thing that I gave you last year. Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's like you know, Dirty Santa. You ever heard of that? White elephant's kind of like in the same like realm of that.
Oh no, I'm familiar with the premise of it. I just think it would be funny if what you put in for the white elephant is the gift you got last year. You know, it's like a dick move, but it's like you're technically not violating the rules.
My dad does that every year. It's so funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah. My Christmases are kind of wild. Well, at least used to be wild because I have like a pretty like big family gathering, so it would always Boring Heart's birthday.
Where'd you go?
I died.
Tragic.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, bro. They just keep
almost give me a black eye.
Gourdie's watching the screen. He's just like, like, just scared the fuck out of him. I'm so sorry.
I have like no object permanence. I don't have that many brain cells, dude. Come out of nowhere, one of your fucking boobs gotta smack me in the side of the head.
Like I'm just recreating when you're at a Hot Topic and a goth girl just approaches you, Gourdie. We're prepping you. We're getting you ready.
Oh God, no! That's why I
like
run
that
away.
idea.
What do you mean run away?
Women scare me.
Gourdie, I understand that women are scary, but one thing you could do to go ahead and get them to calm the fuck down is throw a slice of cheese at their face, and then just watch the results. All right, it'll be completely fine.
I mean, I'll be honest, I am fascinated by cheese. I mean, you throw some cheese at me, I'll probably be like, yeah, okay, and I'd eat it, yeah. The hot girls don't come up to me. Hot Topic, I feel cheated. You know, same here, Mishi. What the hell? I'm missing out.
I was gonna actively act like I was gonna throw cheese at you, but then I just see Tobey Maguire fighting for his life.
Whoa, no, he's not fighting for his life. He is serving a purpose. He is out here doing his job. And we thank him for it every single day. Thank you, Tobey Maguire. Where would we be without you?
Speaking of Spider-Man, like apparently on the opening weekend alone, Spider-Man got $1 billion bucks.
Yeah, it already surpassed in-game, if I remember correctly.
You know what's gonna I'm happy for it because Spider-Man is actually my favorite like comic book character, but I also feel bad because Hollywood is gonna milk him so hard and make his life so fucking miserable. My guy deserves a bit of a break after the amount of trauma he's experienced, you know?
You know, it's funny you say that.
An entrance, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I actually saw an interview with like Kevin Feige and he's like, yeah, we're definitely letting him and Zendaya rest because like they've been like busy as fuck. I'm like, oh my god, Hollywood is actually giving him a break? What?
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like Spider-Man, the character himself, because Lord have mercy, the amount of trauma that he's gone through.
Oh no,
like imagine if Thanos snapped, coming back, getting forgotten, and then whatever's happening in that fucking movie, because I've yet to see it.
Well, here's exactly what's gonna happen. The actor for fucking Spider-Man, he's gonna be like fucking 84 years old, and he's just gonna be like, I'm just your friendly neighbor. Spider-Man.
In the next movie, he's gonna stub his toe and develop an infection.
Avengers in-game 37, you know, like, poor guy.
Isn't it like a setup? Like, I haven't watched the movie yet, so I wouldn't know any spoilers. But watching like the trailer, it kind of looked like they were setting it up to where he's going to become the Spider Mutant thing, like the next tier of Spider-Man or whatever it is.
Man Spider.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Spider you mean like his innate powers from the trailer are coming out? So
yeah.
Yeah, man Spider.
I'm pretty interested.
I thought he was just hitting puberty again.
Do you spin webs when you hit puberty, Nycto? Like,
yes.
Yeah, you don't?
Yeah.
No, I don't actually. See, when I went through puberty, I got 2 fucking balloons attached to my chest.
See, that's your mutant power coming into play here.
My mutant power. Wow, thank you. I've never.
Yeah, you've seen
I've
X-Men.
like,
your mutant power doesn't kick in until
like
after
your
puberty,
tits.
you know?
You must be a mutant. Like, that's so kind of you.
Yeah, exactly.
You built like an AirPod? Yeah, all right, perfect. That means you just, developed new powers.
Professor
X.
X.
My power is super autism.
Growing.
Professor X is like, there's nothing wrong with you. We just need you as part of the mansion. As part of the X-Men. Join us, Elara. I'm like...
I can see Professor X like looking through your resume right now as you're applied there, and he's like, okay, so we can't get you into the X-Men because your powers don't quite meet the criteria, but we could definitely get you into the Double D Man.
The who now?
Wait a second, you made that up. That's not real. How dare you break my continuity? Okay, fun fact, actually. Did you know that All Might is actually technically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Because,
really?
Yeah, he's in a comic in Marvel, so I'm expecting when all hope is gone, when Doom's Dr. Doom kicks everybody's ass, All Might's gonna show up and save the day.
I really hope just out of nowhere we just see him with just in the pose, just
yeah, just like one hand up. No, you just.
It'll be interesting to see.
I can't wait for Dr. Doom to be like, I hate you 3000, and then proceed to fucking eviscerate everybody. And then Cap's like, I can't do it anymore. And then you just hear All Might just be like, you too can be an Avenger. And everybody's like, oh shit, let's go. Yeah, just I
Don't
am
you fail
here.
now,
Yeah.
Avengers. I am here.
Yes. Oh my god.
Could we potentially also get an appearance from Metro Man?
Getting Metro Man is like getting fucking Condiment King. Hell no, bro. Keep these characters away from me.
Okay, so you tell me it's a possibility.
Keep these characters away from me. I don't want to see that shit. No.
Metro Man's kind of low-key overpowered.
He is
can
overpowered.
Each time, laser eyes and just flip an entire town with his
And super speed that basically goes nanoseconds. You know, you remember that part at the very beginning.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
we
an,
got the whole
he's
reveal
an
and all that.
idiot. That's his
He can
problem.
take on Omni-Man.
He's nerfed by his lack of brain cells.
I mean, you say that, but like, you don't necessarily need brain cells. But you could, when you have that kind of power, like he can take on Omni-Man from Invincible if he really needed to.
Bro,
He's
there
like
is no way
Superman if
that
he didn't
fucking
have a
Metro
kryptonite.
Man is built like beating a fucking Viltrumite. Please don't make this real.
Have you not seen the video?
But is there
Yeah.
a death battle that I missed or something like?
Not the death battle, but a very well animated video of those two going at it, and
It's
it ends on
so
the
good.
goofiest way. I'm
Really?
not gonna spoil it, but I'll link it later.
Somewhere in the distance, a death battle team's like, write that down. Write that down. That's great.
Hire them.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, you've seen Death Battle. Have you ever seen Deadliest Warrior?
No, what's that?
It was a show that was hosted by Spike TV for I think about 3 seasons, where they basically just took a bunch of like characters that were historical or fantastical, and pit them up in a battle. Like basically, it's a locker room talk of like, would a samurai beat I don't know, like a samurai versus like a Spartan? Like who would win? It's
Was
that.
it like a real world application or was it just like death battle?
It was kind of like Death Battle, but they did test out like a lot of the weapons that they use, and like threw in some random numbers to account for like how they trained and what that shit looked like, right?
So sort
Gotcha.
of both.
It was like death
It was
battle
kind of
meets like Mythbusters kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say that. I would
Okay,
say that.
gotcha.
God, I loved that.
That's cool. I might check that out actually. I'm always looking
Yeah,
for shit to react
it was
to.
from like the
so-
early 2000s, so it has that charm about it. I think you would appreciate it.
It was the old school death battle. Gotcha. I'll check it out then. Mods, write that down. I wonder if I
I'm
can
gonna-
Samurai
react to
versus
that
Knight, the
though.
Knight weapon is the shield.
Turn on my air conditioning because I'm roasting in my office. So give me 2 seconds.
No, I need a roasted pumpkin. What are you talking about, bro?
No! I'm dying.
I love roasted pumpkin. I actually like the pumpkin seeds, if anything, but what did he chat?
You know, I never had them myself. I'm actually kind of curious.
Oh, they're
you know
really
what?
good. I make them every year when I make a jack-o'-lantern. We always toast the pumpkin seeds. They're really good. You put like a little spice on it. Oh my god, they're so good.
I was about to say that like that sounds like it would be great with like black pepper or something like that, you know?
Yeah, put like a little like paprika, little Tony Chachere's on it. Bada bing, baby. That shit is fire.
Not too bad.
I love it. So today, chat, we are going to be talking about, I know we talked about news yesterday, but today we are going to be talking about some other topics, kind of just all around. We're going to be talking about the ASMR bans. We're going to be talking about, Caleb leaving the Vtuber community, Twitch using AI, that Vtuber that lied about the W partnership, which is wild as fuck. I'm also to be talking about, Fillion, the attack on adult creators, even more so. I'm very excited, of course, to get some insight here from these two very lovely guys. As always, we do invite diverse viewpoints as well, so make sure that you make sure to cancel Nycto instead of all the rest of us. All right, yeah. So.
Wow, way to throw me under the bus. Can't believe you would do this.
Well, no, I haven't done it yet. Yeah, just wait.
Oh
yeah,
yes,
just wait.
right. That's the key word.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
preemptive. You know,
Yeah.
it's lining our asses.
You know, I
I was
love the
gonna
fact
say
that we've
Google
had like this
Document.
whole back and forth for however long we've known each other, and to the point where I don't even know who swung first.
Oh,
We
it's
just do it at
definitely
this
you.
point because it's part of
I
it.
remember. Actually, let me look at the first message. I'll read it right now. Hi, Nycto.
Oh,
It's so
really?
nice to meet you. You look so awesome. I love your character design. I would love to get to know you better. You seem really cool. Then Nycto responds, wow, I hate you, you stupid big titty goth elf. Your face looks stupid. Also, your breasts are small and your design sucks. And you have
Yeah,
one brain cell. That's
Yeah, that sounds about like something like I would say. That sounds about right.
right. I mean, he clearly saw him first shot. I mean, that's exactly what he said.
And then they were friends ever since.
Yeah. Anyway, next message was,
Yeah,
I love
that.
you. And then they became friends. Ian. Love it.
The Patrick meme just played in my head of, oh, I love you.
That's
I love
exactly
you.
what played in my
Look,
head too. Literally just,
a-
I love you.
He's a little confused, but he has a spirit.
Yep. I love you. That's exactly what played in my head too. I love you. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
So, Nycto, I'll let you start us off. What would you like to talk about first? For out of today's topics, we can spend as much time on each one as you want to. What do you want to talk about today?
So, like, I know the two that I was kind of looking at would have been firstly the conversation that was surrounding one of Fifi's posts. The
The
dark
adult
content
creator stuff. And
Yeah,
Nycto's going straight
where
for
she-
the throat, bro. He wants to get into the
No,
controversial
no, I mean,
topic.
no. So, like, that's just one of them. I don't mind talking about it if we want to dive into that, but if we want to, like, warm up to it. The other one that I was looking at, what was the other one I was talking about? I'm trying to remember. I have to scroll up a little bit to find that one, but I think what I wanted to talk about was, fuck, what was it? Oh, right, the leaving of the VTuber community. I think that's actually like a healthy place to kind of start.
Yeah,
I
so
say
see,
healthy.
let's do the Oreo sandwich, right? We'll do something good, something creamy,
Yeah.
and then we'll do something.
And I think that one will
set
set the foundation and the tone for like everything else that we're going to talk about anyway. So I think that's a good place to start.
I agree. Yes, Volcano Lord, Twitch has announced that they're going to be using AI to, or your information from Twitch to train their stuff. So we don't know much more about if they're going to let you opt out. I really hope they do, but yeah, that ought to be an interesting one. So what did he chat? We did talk about this a little bit yesterday, but obviously I would love to hear your guys' opinion on this because this does talk about kind of the VTuber community as a whole. I know Nycto and Gourdie, you've both been around for a while, so maybe you can attest to some of this, but back on July 30th, Caleb announced that they are leaving the VTuber community. And basically what they said in their post was, they started going to conventions and parties, but unfortunately people were just kind of didn't treat them very well, right? They ended up getting harassed a few times. They were denied a bunch of opportunities. People called them like a brand risk. They went to off-hype. And unfortunately during that, people kind of, talked poorly of them, right? So they decided ultimately, I'm going to be leaving the VTuber community. So have you guys ever had any like bad experiences? I mean, because for me, like reading this, I was like, yeah, I can totally understand why some people are just not super excited to be part of the VTuber quote unquote community, right?
Yeah. So I would say, Gourdie, did you want to go ahead and start things off, or would you mind if I was to go ahead and start?
No, you go right on ahead, man.
So I'll say I very much sympathize with what this individual is talking about. The one thing I do want to go ahead and preface everything else beforehand with is that we only have like the one side of the story, right? He mentioned that he was viewed as a little bit of a brand risk, which I can understand where the perspective where he would be a little put off by the perspective of that. At the end of the day, a lot of VTubers do treat a lot of their own interactions with others as a little bit of a business transaction, whether intentionally or unintentionally, because at the end of the day, we're all still trying to like succeed in the field. And as shitty as it might be, who you associate with is something that people are going to look at. It's kind of your prerogative to decide how much you care about that specifically. But the question, one of the questions that come to mind for me is like, why is it that people view you as a brand risk? Was it something that maybe you said that maybe was taken out of context? Maybe there's some legitimate reason why that's the case, or whatever the case might be.
I will say this as a little bit of backstory because I went and looked at it yesterday as we were talking about it. He did have a little bit of controversy at one point with another streamer. So there was a little controversy in the past, right? I mean, again, I don't I don't have like a judgment call either way, right? But for some people being associated with any type of drama, it's like you have to be like, like you're controversial at that point. You know what I mean? So that might be part of it. I'm not sure, but it is worth at least mentioning. Yeah, they were part of a controversy. I'm not saying they're innocent or guilty, but you know, they were part of a controversy.
Yeah, and like as somebody who in the very like when I was first getting involved in VTubing, I was definitely someone who was very much in the same camp as him as well. You know, being eager, wanting to fit in, all that good stuff. But I also did run into a couple of individuals who wanted to go ahead and put me in a very bad spotlight. So
Yep.
I'll go ahead and just be upfront about that one, taking what I said out of context or whatever the case might be.
Yep.
What I will say is that when even in light of that specifically, even if these opportunities do end up closing off for you in some capacity, after quite a bit of time and a bit of building up yourself as a personality within the scene, as well as like remedying whatever it is, that part of you is never going to really go away. There are going to be some people who will constantly look at you because they see that one little bit of interaction that you have, and they're going to put you in a box because that's the easy way to compartmentalize your interactions with other people. You know, you don't get a second chance at a first impression.
I read something the other day that was like, your digital footprint, I mean, it lasts forever, right? And that also is with your decisions as well, right? Whatever decisions you make will also lead to problems or could lead to problems as well, right? So that is something to always remember and consider that. Even if you, let's say you make a mistake like 10 years ago, right? Bro, people will still bring that shit up. Like, it doesn't matter, you know? Like, I mean, there's amazing, wonderful creators out there that, you know, made a small mistake years ago. They obviously have changed, but people will hold that against them forever. It's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Like, I guess in light of whatever controversy this individual has been in, another big question for me is like, how long ago was this? Because I remember
it was about a year ago, I think so. At least within the past year.
Yeah, so like I remember somebody was like every now and again I get somebody who DMs me talking about like a mutual that I interacted with like ages ago or whatever the case might be. And the person who would be DMing me about this would say that they were like basically like blocking off of people who were associated or whatever the case might be. And in the back of my head, there's two things going on here. Firstly, I have not interacted with this person in an age and a half. And then secondly, you and I have not interacted for over a year now. So like, I on one hand, I guess I kind of appreciate, but on another hand, I'm wondering like, why are you trying to come to me now about this situation that doesn't really affect me?
Right.
You know, that kind of deal. You know. And that's where it goes into the realm of like it becomes a little unrealistic to try and appease everybody's expectations of how you have to conduct yourself within the VTubing scene. And I say scene, not community, because the community doesn't exist. There's a bunch of niche communities that use the VTubing avatar as like a medium. That's why I would go and attribute it to.
I'm really glad you said that because I agree with that, right? I like to call it a sphere because, like the VTuber sphere, because there's no such thing as a VTuber community, right? There are little communities that make up the entirety of VTubing umbrella, the sphere, right? But
absolutely.
I mean, I think we understand our terminology, so it's not like we're gonna like, you know, bust our balls about it, right? Like, I'm not trying to do that, but
yeah, absolutely.
I think that it's worth acknowledging, right, that the VTuber community is just not really a thing, actually. Like, it's a sphere.
And I think the reason why I think him using she, they, I'm not too sure, but I think them using community is part of what's fueling the mindset of this post to begin with, because it's very easy to fall into the trap of thinking that there's only one way to succeed, and it's very much gatekept. And this tunnel vision that they probably developed is what led them to be so frustrated that they decided they want to go ahead and leave and make this post. So there you go. That's what I got on that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense. I think I agree with you in a lot of ways as well. You know, I made a response to this, but I think, like, you know, TLDR is like, the thing is there's so many people, right, within the VTuber sphere that are going to make their judgment calls on whatever you do, right? They might, I mean, some people might be like, oh my God, I don't like elves. So, you know what? You know, I'm going to block elara. I don't want to interact with elara, right? things are very clicky, tribalistic. Unfortunately,
Oh,
this is how it goes anywhere. It doesn't even matter in VTubing, right? It's not. I mean, I used to be in the Lolita community, right? I will tell you guys, the Lolita community is 50,000 times more toxic than the VTuber community. I mean, like, they are constantly backstabbing, shit talking. I've seen people put paint on other girls' dresses. I mean, horrible, horrible things. But that aside, I think that when you're looking at the overall sphere of VTubing, right? There's so many people involved. Inevitably, there's just going to be somebody that doesn't like you, right? Or that doesn't like the things that you're doing. And that's just how it is, unfortunately. I think I can understand being frustrated with how things are, but like if you go to, if they sit them in the Opkai, right? And they're finding a lot of people are being very cliquey and talking shit about them. Here's the thing, I will tell you, as somebody that talks about news all the time, whatever is the truth, whatever is the actual truth of what happened, if somebody pushes a rumor or a narrative, it is so hard to have that narrative change. And I can be like, Nycto, here's a, 670-page Google Docie about why I am innocent, right? But honestly, it doesn't matter because people are going to make up their minds, and that's kind of it, right? It's unfortunate, but it's the truth behind stuff. It really is, guys. People will make up their minds, and that's kind of it. Now, if people are open to have their minds swayed or to listen to reason, those are the people that you want to appeal to because those people are the ones that legitimately are willing to listen for the truth. And those are the people that I want to associate myself with, right? I want to associate myself with people that bother to look into things a little bit, that care about stuff. And for me, that is what I try to do, right? And that's a lot of my community, right? We like to look into things, dive into it, and even if it sometimes might go against the grain or the narrative, we want to look into it, right? If we disagree with somebody, we try to hear them out, and I think that that's hard a lot of the time, but it's needed. But I do understand the frustration behind the VTuber sphere because, make no mistake, this space is absolutely toxic. It is very, very toxic.
It absolutely is, and I'm very sympathetic to is it K or is it Calum? Like, do we go by Calum here? It's Calum, right? I'm very much sympathetic to Calum because I see a lot of like how I used to think when it comes to the scene itself and the posts that he's making, right? Because a lot of it very much is Telltale, and I think the biggest piece of advice I would go ahead and give him if I was in the same room with him would be to not place so much expectations on other people to kind of like take care of you. I think a lot of people tend to fall into the realm of being passive when it comes to like their interactions or what they're trying to, or opportunities that are going to be presented to them within the VTuber sphere. And when they find that their DMs are cold or they're not getting really any interactions or whatever the case might be, it's very easy to fall into the realm of being incredibly frustrated with it. And that kind of reinforces the whole idea of like, okay, I guess people might be against me, especially when you go to maybe a handful of these interactions and they've been negative. I would say the advice I would give him is to start taking a little bit more initiative in manifesting the community that you want and getting some of the results that you want to go ahead and see. Maybe dedicate yourself a little bit more to your content and trying to go ahead and interact with people that you think would actually support you in your own particular endeavors. I get like there's a frustration to be had when there's somebody that you look up to and you want to have a bit of a better relationship with them, and they're not giving you the time of day. But it's a bit of a double-edged blade in that way, because on one hand, you're hurting that person because you're placing an unfair expectation on them when they're already having to juggle a lot of their real-life responsibilities. On the other hand, you're also hurting yourself because you're setting yourself up for a disappointment and being hurt by the feeling of being rejected, even if those expectations may very well be unrealistic. I would say just don't expect anything. Just continue on the grind and just don't be afraid to go ahead and send out some emails, reach out to people, and accept whatever happens to you, whether good, bad, or ugly, with a bit of grace. It'll save you a lot more heartache.
Yeah.
I think all of us, I mean, as humans, right? We want to gravitate towards socialization and people, right? Like we want to interact with other people. I think sometimes people have a bad habit. I'm not saying this in Caleb's instance, right? But I think a lot of the time we look for validation through others and how they treat us. And I think the second that you kind of shed that, right, and you just get rid of that, I think that that helps a lot because you're standing on your own, right? You're more like, okay, well, I'm gonna validate myself through my own actions, right? So if I'm working towards my goals, right, I feel like when you do that, people will gravitate towards you naturally if you're doing those types of things anyway, right? Like you
Oh,
said, there is
absolutely.
a certain expectation in the sphere to kind of be like, oh, interaction, collaboration, stuff like that, right? But I feel like a lot of that stuff can kind of like it's important, but it's not as important as like making yourself happy and like doing your own thing first, you know?
Oh, absolutely. If you're spending too much time making everybody else happy, you're not making any time to make yourself happy.
And at that point, your content's just gonna start to fail if you're not enjoying what you're doing and you're not making yourself happy and you're too busy catering to everybody else. But I mean, like when I first started streaming, I mean, I only started my channel about like 3 years ago, roughly. And so literally the first thing that I dealt with in the whole VTuber sphere and everything
Right.
was somebody being canceled. Literally the first thing I
Love
saw,
that.
right?
I'm so sorry, man.
Crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, and I'm like, okay, cool. Didn't know the person, right? And I here's the thing. I pop into the channel, right? Didn't know that they were being canceled at the time. And so I was like, oh, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're having a great day. I like your mom. That's all I said, right? And it gets screenshotted and a bunch of other VTubers that were also in that person's chat. And immediately it's like, oh, this person who's getting canceled, these are the people in his chat, yada yada. Crazy that these are the people that are supporting him, right? I'm like, I didn't even know he was being canceled, right? And so, I mean, I cleared my name already. We're already chill, whatever it is, right? Like, fuck the guy, whatever. And it's the fact that people did not take the time to reach out or check or talk to me or say, oh, is this true? And just
Yep.
block me instead, right? And I mean, like, fair play, whatever, do what you do. But it's the fact that hearsay or somebody saying something, it can be immediately seen as truth or gospel or whatever, and it's not even truth. It's not real, you know? And it's like in this person's case, it's like when people are sitting there talking behind your back or saying this, that, and the third, and getting opportunities taken away from you, it sucks. It really, really does. And I hate to say it, but that kind of comes with being a content creator in general, not as just a VTuber. Because there's always going to be people that are going to be jealous. There's going to be people that are just going to be envious or just assholes in general or just stupid.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
And will either spread false information or something to forward their own agenda that will use you as a stepping stool, which really sucks. And that's why I try to keep my arms and my mind as wide open as possible, because you don't ever know the full story of anybody. And say Jim Bobby Bo is getting fucking canceled for shooting a snot rocket at someone's favorite VTuber. Crazy, right? But
God, get the Google Doc you ready for Jim Bobby Boom. It's happening.
as stupid as the name sounds and as stupid as like the whole thing is, it's wouldn't be too surprising, right? As something as small as that or stupid as that would get somebody canceled nowadays. And it's just, people are very, very quick to jump on a bandwagon to get somebody canceled and get somebody taken off the internet without realizing or reading the full thing. And it's really disappointing. And I can see why somebody would want to leave the VTuber community. But at the same time, it's not just the VTuber community.
It's everywhere.
I've done content creating in several different aspects. And as somebody that used to work in mainstream media as a makeup artist, literally there as well. It's like no matter where you are, there's going to be people that just suck. And like Nycto said, you're gonna kind of just end up being in your own spot and saying, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do and enjoy what I do. If somebody doesn't like that, that's on them. So what? I'm gonna go ahead and continue just having fun. And that's what really content creation really is all about. If you're doing it for money, sorry, you're not gonna see too much of a dime until X amount of time you're doing this. And then even then, you know, it's still a bit of a gamble. It's just, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, pick something different. But if you enjoy what you do, continue forward. Push forward, continue the grind. Don't let some stupid shit stop you from having fun.
I think you can't let other people like decide that happiness for you, right? And I think also in this case too, like we let other people decide a lot for us, right? Because we're trying to fit in or have friendship or whatever, right? But I think if you're focused more on yourself and your happiness, right? These types of things are not going to affect you as much, because at the end of the day, you doing your thing is the most important, right?
Exactly.
If you're looking for other people to try to make you happy or validate you, or, you know, obviously like in this case, like if you're looking at people being shitty to ruin your time as a VTuber, well, there's so many shitty people all the time, you just may not see it or interact with them, right? So it's like, you just have to make peace with that fact that you're going to have to keep forging on and doing your own thing, regardless of what happens, right? I mean, obviously if you do something horrible, right? Like, yes, you deserve to get, you know, maybe not have that right anymore, but that's a completely different story.
Yeah. If you're an asshole or just a, you know, not a great person, I mean, GG, yeah.
Yeah. As the golden rule of VTubing goes, your own happiness should come first. Monetization is secondary. Yes, that's true. Not a bad way to put it, but yeah, I mean, look.
I wouldn't even say monetization should be secondary. I think that should be like, I think that should just be like a cream on top of the cake or whatever the case may be, or you know what I mean?
Legit.
Because like, let's be real, like content creation is barely going to pay anything. You need an actual like substantial income in order to be able to support yourself going into content creation to begin with.
Yeah,
I
to
mean,
begin with, at the very least. Yeah.
I'm full-time, but a lot of my stuff is subsidized from Vtuber Academia, right? Like, Vtuber Academia is actually, I mean, outside of my subathon, right? I was making just as much in Vtuber Academia as I was, you know, streaming and stuff like that, right? So that for me, it's kind of like, people ask me, I'm like, well, I have a business kind of to the side, so that's kind of why I'm able to do that, but absolutely. I mean, like, I think what the point of the chatter is trying to make is, like, if you're not happy, your content's not going to be good, and then you're not going to make money, right? So you gotta, whatever makes you happy is the most important thing out of everything else, right? Like, if you're like, oh, I got to make money, well, you're not going to be happy, and then you're going to make shit content.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, let's be honest, right? And this goes for you guys watching or listening, right? It's like, if you're watching somebody, you can tell when there's passion, when there's something that they enjoy, when they're like actually enjoying talking to you or having fun with the game, rather than someone that doesn't. It's like it's monotone versus passion versus like color, you know? It's just like it's very blatant, it's very like you can tell. And you were talking about it earlier, Elara, you were talking about like clicks and whatnot. It's very, very blatant.
Oh yeah, trust me.
It's wild. That's why I keep my stuff as open as possible, because I'm not about those sort of clicks and whatnot. It's not great to see people that, like you were talking about earlier, Nycto, like people that you look up to, like look away or shun you or whatnot because they're in a clique or whatnot. But at the same time, you can't put them on a pedestal. Agreed. But at the same time, it really does suck when you grow and you get to a certain like CCV or whatever, right? And those same people that you go ahead and reach out, and they start like talking to you, and it's like,
yeah, no, it's a genuine thing. Like, you recognize that, and I think that was actually one of the panels in the comic as well, where he looked at them and is like, I still have the screenshots of our initial interactions. I really don't care what you have to say, especially since there it is, right there at the top.
Yeah,
right.
that approached me when I got big.
I genuinely had that interaction with another person who tried to go ahead and butter up to me, saying, "Hey, I very much respect you and all that," even though I recalled them distinctly on their own stream talking mad shit about the way that I priced my music, which back in the day and age, I was charging what, like $120 for a full length track because I was
That's
just
nothing
in the
for a
scene.
full-length
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that's. Yeah, can I get
I'm
like a
sorry,
friend
I paid
discount? Like
$300
that.
for it.
That's,
Yeah, like,
that's
what?
cheap as fuck. Yeah, like let me get that right now, bro. Like, oh my god.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, like he's fucking giving it away to you at that point.
Legit.
I've actually been considering like lowering my prices as well, just because like I kind of want to make it a little bit more accessible for people to pick up, and I know things have been like getting expensive, so if I can remedy that at least a little bit, then I'll try and do what I can on my part.
Like I've had it both ways. Yeah, I've had it both ways, to be honest. I've had people like so when I started back in 2021, literally almost 5 years ago. Next week is my 5-year. I actually got on like kind of like the quote unquote like golden age of TikTok. So I got some pretty good support at the start. So like when I started streaming, I already had like 30 viewers, right? Like, and that was only because I invested into TikTok at the time. But I remember I had like a bunch of people reach out to me, right? You know, I got to know them, so on and so forth. I reached out to other people, wouldn't even look at me, right? And then now I've had some of those same people that have been around this space a long time reach out to me because, well, you know, I'm a little bit bigger now. And I'm like, no, I remember. It might have been about 4 or 5 years ago, but I remember, like, and that's just important. And then I've also had it where I've worked with people or hung out with people that were smaller at the time, and you know they blew up and they got really big, and then they left me behind. They blocked me, ghosted me. Like, it happens. Unfortunately, it's really depressing. I literally made a post about this last night where I was talking about, like, you know, I felt like I can't trust my own judgment because, sadly, you know, people that I like to get to know and let into
Show me your feet.
Past my wall,
Show me
right?
your fucking feet.
They end up doing something questionable, right? And it's just like, it sucks to keep losing friendship after friendship after friendship, you know, like, it's very emotionally draining.
It's sad.
As somebody who's been in that camp very much, I'll tell you, like, you're completely valid for feeling the way that you do. But it's also worth remembering that you're not exactly going to be in control of how like people respond to it, but you can control how you at least handle it. And from what I've seen, you do a good job of handling it. You're allowed to go ahead and like let yourself feel it. Just admit, you know what, this kind of sucks. But I'm gonna be able to get up and hang out with like 2 people that I do happen to enjoy on the stream. So. There you go.
I mean, trust me, I've cried off stream, but you know, like,
tell me about it, homie.
You know, like, but at the same time, like, I'm very thankful for the friends that I do have. Like both of you guys, you know, like, I'm very thankful for y'all, but you know, at the same time,
we're friends.
Also, who are you?
I thought we were just acquaintances.
I was talking to chat. Yeah. Sorry,
okay.
I meant Gourdie in chat.
Yeah. Oh, you're only 2 viewers right now. You're 2 best buds in chat right now.
You feel like a liar. There's nobody in chat. But no, like, I think that this space is tough to be in, right? It's hard to make friends. It's hard to find people that genuinely want to connect with you, that don't want to do things transactionally. Which, by the way, Chad, I'm going to say something, and this might get me canceled, but sometimes transactional relationships happen, and that's okay. That's okay if they happen, guys. Sometimes it just be that way, or sometimes you hang out with somebody it doesn't go well and you go your own separate ways, and that is perfectly fine. But most of the time, as a content creator, it's very, very tough. So when you find people that you can trust, hold on to them, you know, but don't put anybody, as Gourdie said, don't put people on a pedestal, because there are people out there that you might think the world of that are just kind of the worst person, you know, like,
Absolutely.
it's an absolutely real thing. So, what?
Persona.
The power of friendship, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
the
fucking
power
know
of
what the message is
friendship
here.
and yada yada yada. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, like, I'm kind of like in that headspace as well recently, like realizing who my friends are, like my friends are, and my like business friends are, because like
Right.
like I'll be real with y'all, right? as a VTuber, it's like, yes, I do this for fun. Yes, I love what I do, but also it is still a business. And
Yep.
like most companies, like most businesses, it's like they have a business that they personally like working with, and that they have as friends, and then they also have a business that they just work with, you know?
I'm glad you brought that up. It's like, I think one thing that a lot of people don't think about in the sphere, right, is that, you know, content creation is very much like balancing two different, you know, things, right? It's professionalism and then also like that line of like content creation and fun, right? Like most people don't treat business as business when it in content creation, right? Like it's just kind of for them, it's like it's a little bit more lighthearted, right? You know, I live in a world where, you know, we do merchandise and stuff like that. So like I'm signing contracts, you know, like I lean more towards the professional side, but it's okay to not. But I think what's difficult for some people is like balancing that in a good way, because it's like, hey, so like, you know, I'm going to bring you into the fold on this really cool opportunity, right? But then you're just like, oh my God, yeah, totally totes. I can't believe this. Oh my God, like, you know, Skibbity Ohio. And it's like, whoa, time out, bro. Like, yes, we can have fun with it, but, you know, it's a little serious. And I think sometimes people have a hard time balancing that, right? And then I think that shattering of that expectation also causes problems, because it's like, hey, Nycto, you know, come to my stream, right? And then, you know, we talk about something, he makes a joke, and I'm like, well, what the hell, Nycto? Like, we're not joking. Like, why would you say that, right? And then that causes problems. And I think a lot of people have a skibbity toilet.
A skibbity toilet? People have a skibbity toilet about it?
It's right there. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
No, I see it.
But that shattering of that expectation, I think, is a problem sometimes to people, because they don't know how to balance being a professional but also being like a content creator, right?
I think that's there's a bit of nuance to be had with that one as well, specifically because so I interact with a lot of people who are on kind of like different paths of their life, and it's worth bearing in mind that people are constantly growing and developing in different ways, right? So I've had my fair share of interactions with people who either in like a group VC or like a one-on-one or maybe on stream or whatever the case, who might behave in a way that is that may or may not put them in some hot water, or is otherwise just socially incredibly awkward or something like that. And in my own personal interactions with them, I do tell them, hey, like I see what you're doing, and like I try my best not to chastise anybody, especially when I'm like still getting to know them and all that good stuff, because I imagine, okay, maybe they're just a little awkward or whatever the case would be. I think a lot of people don't. I think that one of the big problems when it comes to the scene itself is that people don't really afford other people a whole lot of grace when they feel like they could potentially be a liability, which is shitty, because, you know, I want to, like, because people grow at different rules. People have to be allowed to be able to fuck up, but more than anything else, they also have to have somebody who's able to tell them, hey, maybe let's not do this. Let's try this, and here's the reason why we probably shouldn't do that kind of deal, right? Yeah. Not a lot of people are even willing to go ahead and be the person to explain to like sit them down and explain to them what's wrong with what they did. They're just going to go ahead and cut them off and then tell everybody that they know not to interact with this person, when it could be that they just had a fucking awkward moment.
Well, it's like Gourdie said, like, people jump to conclusions, and in my experience, there's no such thing as a second chance, right? You don't, you never get to learn from your mistakes, even if it's like the smallest thing, right? Like, if it's just somebody like, oh, like, you know, I accidentally did this one thing, right? But like, I apologize, you know, I made changes. This won't happen again, right? No, you are not afforded that chance anymore. It's like, you're fucking canceled. Get rid of them forever. You know, it's like, I don't know, dude. It's like you're excommunicated. It's like fucking Attack on Titan. It's like, put them on an island, you know, like, it's horrible. And I think that, yes, there are people that are really bad, right? There's bigotry and transphobia and racism and horrible, horrible things out there that deserve to be chastised, and maybe you don't get a second chance. But when it's something really small, like, bro, let people learn. Like, you can't grow unless you fuck up, right? Like, that's part of being a person. You have to make mistakes. You literally cannot be perfect. It's just not possible.
One other thing that's really pointed out towards me recently, or not even recently, just throughout the time that I've been streaming, is how fast people are ready to, like, wait, like, okay, so basically, for an example, right? Person A, person B, right? Person A and person B are having a collab together. Person B says something a little out of pocket, but doesn't realize that they said anything out of pocket. Person A will immediately go ahead and put a doc out them and like use that to forward their career, right? And it's like the fact that people use canceling another person to forward their career is wild to me, right? Because I've seen like a couple of people that try to cancel somebody from like certain agencies or certain areas because they said something that was completely out of context, and they were like, oh yeah, this person said this about me, and obviously everybody was like, oh, this was out of context, you look stupid, and then it falls back on them. It's just trying to use someone's cancelization to forward your own career.
Yeah, to prop themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just like, God, why? I will never fully understand that.
It's selfishness, you know. It's cloud chasing and things like that, right? Like, I think there's a lot of intention that's discovered behind people when they do that kind of stuff, right? Like, or even the conversations that are being held around it, right? Like, if you go and look, if somebody releases a docu, right, and people on Twitter, you know, are going off for this or that, you know, it's kind of like, well, you kind of see that intention, right? How people build into it or react to it. But then also, I like to look at other people's intention of people that are like, hey, like, well, I want to hear the other side of this. Or even like, let's talk about it and maybe figure out what was wrong or this or that, right? Like, so there's so much, like, there's a broad spectrum, but I will definitely say that you see it far too often where they're like, oh, yeah, so I was the one that released this Google Docu on somebody, but like, great, and like, what do you want, a gold star? Like, I'm sorry you went through that.
What are we doing?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry you went through XYZ, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna, you know, put you up on a shelf just because of this or that. Now, obviously, there's nuance, right? If somebody is like victim of something horrible, absolutely, yes, I'm gonna prop you up 1,000 times. But the intent of that is different versus like what Gourdie's saying, right? Where there's like, you know, somebody just kind of using it for clout.
It's like, and it's wild because like you'll see Google Docus for literally anything. Like the other day, I saw a Google Docu over somebody having a breakup, just a standard breakup, and they and I'm just like, what am I reading right now? You guys broke up. Crazy. Okay. Why are we telling the world?
Sorry, but it meant a lot to me, Gourdie. Fuck. You know, you and I had a very special thing.
I mean, it's just like watering down terms. That drives me nuts too. Like when people be like, "Oh yes, or they're a pedophile." It's like, bro, you can't just throw that word out there. Like, there's got to be like meaning to it. But now, like, everybody just throws it out there like it's nothing. I'm like, stop saying that. Like, stop watering down this term. Like,
it becomes a problem when you say those words, and over here I'm thinking at this point, okay, are they actually, or are you just saying that?
Exactly.
Real. Oh like, my God.
I don't know if you guys saw this with the Made Mint thing, but there was a YouTuber that was like, oh my God, I love Made Mint. And he was, you know who Made Mint is?
No.
Okay, let me pull this up for y'all. Made Mint is a very well-known VTuber. She has a beautiful, beautiful singing voice. She's, you know, she's kind of a big deal. I mean, you know, like, no, but she's very, very sweet. She's a little degenerate, but, you know, ultimately she is very well-renowned, very well-known, held in very high regard. I would say probably in the level of, like, Iron Mouse. Like, she's, She's, yeah, she was Pluma from Ninja Sanji. Very, very sweet, lovely person, right? So anyway, this person was like, here's Made Mint's model, by the way. So this person was like, oh, well, they're a big Made Mint fan. And they're like, you know, they collect a lot of her stuff. They open her streams, they're a fan, right? Not in like a bad way, they're just, hey, I'm a fan. And these people are like, oh, you like Made Mint? You're a pedophile.
What?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, bro, she's an adult and an adult model. What are you talking about? Like, but that's what happens. People water down terminology like that.
So I don't see anybody that uses an adorable-esque model, right? Not every person wants to have a very adult-esque looking model, you know, with giant hits, Or
some
giant
people
elf
do not want
ears.
some more mature, mature curves, right? Or they want something more, a little bit more cutesy, as opposed to like, more curvaceous or sexy. They're going towards the cutesy side instead.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
just their vibe, you know.
They're flat.
And
They lack tits, is what Gordy's trying to say.
exactly.
I'm honestly in the camp where like, okay, there comes a point where you have to just acknowledge that the person is just, they're probably just too far gone in whatever mentality they have. So you just call them stupid and move on, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like here's the thing, like us having this conversation right now, if that person was watching this, I feel like they would get a sense of validation in their argument because we're talking about this. You know what I mean?
Fair.
There has to be a point where you can't like reinforce what they're saying. It reminds me of like this story from yeah, are y'all familiar with like was it the Greek the Greek philosopher
The Odyssey,
Diogenes
yes.
by any chance?
Oh no!
No,
sorry.
Diogenes, not Odyssey.
What did you just?
He was like the
I-
world.
I
He was
said-
like God. He was like God's greatest shit poster.
Yeah.
But he was basically a philosopher who just called out a bunch of other philosophers for their like unfalsifiable bullshit. And one story among the many that are surround him is this: there was a philosopher who tried to argue with him, saying that motion didn't exist. So he responded by not saying a word. He just got up and walked out of the room.
Yeah,
That's
I mean-
that's sometimes how you have to treat this.
it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I
It's
very
just-
freely admit this. There are certain people that I just don't talk about on my news show because it's the exact same mentality. I'm like, there's no more arguments to be had anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and hound on this forever and ever, but at some point it's just like, I gotta move on with my life. You know, like,
There's not even an argument to be had. It's just like, that's an adult model right there. You're calling it lolly? I'm not even going to engage with you on this point. You know what I mean?
I mean,
some people just go ahead and try to rage bait or try to
Oh,
say
yeah.
certain things to get clicks because, like, let's be honest, right? There's always gonna be the people like either on Twitter or wherever, right? Because Twitter, yeah, it pays you, cool, and if you get an X amount of clicks, you can get money from it, yeah. So people will rage bait to go ahead and get a bunch of clicks because people will go ahead and fight them in the comments, which gets them more engagement.
yeah.
Which, going back to what Nycto said, just don't even interact with people like that. They're just saying shit to say shit.
If they have it in mind, if they actually have it in mind to learn from it, they'll probably think about how wild the experience was to not get a reaction, think about it, and then be able to look back and be like, yeah, that was kind of stupid of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Or they'll
there's
be trapped in their
definitely,
own thing and they'll just make themselves a fool more further down the line. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people establish patterns like that, right? Like, again, there's certain people that I have stopped covering in my news because I'm like, yeah, this is a pattern now. Okay, I'm done. Like, I don't want to, like, platform this anymore. And also, like, they clearly haven't learned. So, like, it's the same mentality.
It's always about that sort of mentality. Yeah. But I mean, that's just like VTubing in general, or honestly, like just content creation in general. It's just people will say things to get under your skin, blatantly to go ahead and try to get a rise out of you. And that's just most things in general. And once they get the rise out of you, that's their win, And you got to realize when somebody's just trying to get a win out of you.
I think that I'll briefly talk about this in case we want to move on, but I find this really funny because I don't know if you guys see the big difference in this, but the internet culture versus what actually happens in the real world, because like I used to go to a lot of cons and things like that, and obviously there's like the keyboard warriors, internet culture, and this and that, but legitimately like I've seen some stuff like be said and go on the real world, and it's literally just like people are like, yeah, no, I don't fuck with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things that people do or say that maybe work on the internet, rage baiting and stuff like that, right? But if people, like, you do that in person, somebody's like, yeah, whatever, walks away, or they'll punch you in the face. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Right.
just, it's very interesting to me, I guess, to see the difference between, like, internet culture and how, like, the real world actually works.
Quite literally, like keyboard warriors versus people that'll troll IRL. It's wild.
Absolutely.
Very true. Yeah, I thought this was a very good topic to obviously kind of talk about because, a lot of us have had our experiences in the VTuber sphere, so, I can kind of understand why somebody might not want to subscribe to certain parts of it, and that's totally fine. I mean, for me, like, I've just kind of been doing my own thing, and I hang out with my certain friends, and I stick to my social groups, and I just kind of do my thing, and I understand that a lot because there's a lot of parts of the culture that I'm just kind of like, you know what, I'm not really into that. I'll just do my own thing and forge my own path, and that's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed.
So next up, of course, I know that Nycto was very excited to talk about this particular topic. So, do you want to start with the Fifi posts, or do you want to start with some of the other stuff, Nycto?
Well, I chose first. Gourdie, if you want to choose something, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise,
I was actually going to choose that one in particular
Okay,
too.
yeah.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
that's perfect then. The issue solved itself.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let's start. We're gonna talk about the recent criticism of adult creators, guys. So this kind of all kicked off with this post here made by Spite, where she was making VTuber versus IRL, which I should say really this was a quote retweet of a trend that was going around, the VTuber versus IRL, which like pops up every 3 months or so. Like this is a very like common trend, right? Yeah, very
It's a
common
cyclical
trend.
thing.
I mean, shoot, I took part of it. It's like,
Yeah, I did too. I've taken part in it before as well. But like,
Really?
oh yeah. I've taken part in it before.
I was actually considering possibly chiming in on this one, but maybe I missed the train on that. Maybe I'll get the next one. We'll see.
Yeah, next one.
Start from
I'll
the
see you in
trend.
3
You got
months, Nycto, But of course, Spy did posted quote retweet this picture for IRL. He was kind of dressed, I think it just panties and a bra. And of course, a lot of people decided to, criticize this very heavily. Yeah, people like Chibi Reviews saying the point of being a VTuber is to never show your actual face or body. Whose VTubing has been taken over by e-horse and OnlyFans women. Western VTubing has went to shit, it seems. This was also followed up immediately by Fifi, who said, from my experience, creators that do 18 plus content tend to be the absolute nicest people ever. But people that treat 18 plus creators bad tend to be the most insufferable people on the planet. So we had a good conversation about this yesterday, but obviously you boys are here and I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. I'm very interested. Very interested.
I mean,
So,
it's not the first time we've seen this this
Yeah.
individual Chibi Reviews say some goofy shit. So, not. Yeah.
I mean,
Go
like, I
ahead,
don't
Nycto,
understand
before-
why he
So
said the
I was-
point of being a VTuber is to never show your actual face or body. The thing is like, there's so many VTubers that have already done that in the past, right? There's been people, LootTubers in the JP scene. There's been people
Yeah.
like Kiara, Demon Dice. I mean, so many people that come to mind off the top of my head. So my other thing too is like, how do you know what the point of VTubing is when it's constantly evolving since it's a decade old? Like, I feel like
when did you
VTubing is a
become
medium.
CEO of VTuber?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like utilize the medium however you want to. Like, I mean, sure,
Yeah.
if that's your opinion, that's fine. But I think calling people e-whores and things like that is just
wild.
mean.
But Nycto, you said something.
no, I was wondering. I just wanted y'all to go ahead and get your side of the situation all sorted out before anything else. But if there's nothing else, I could go ahead and chime in.
I
mean,
do want to. Go ahead, Gourdie, and then I had something else I want to say, but go ahead.
it seems like we both have a lot to say, so go ahead. You go.
Well, I was gonna say, mine kind of detracts a little bit to a separate thing, so you go first. I insist.
Okay, fair enough. We're too polite to each other. I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'll fucking.
And then they both realized they were bottoms.
Personally, right? Like, if it's not your type of like, this is just for most things, right? If it's not your content, it's not your content. Don't interact with it. If it's literally somebody shaboying out, cool, crazy. That's not your type of thing. Go look at something else. Watch Blue's Clues. Like, legitimately,
Watch
if you
Blue's
don't like
Clues.
it, watch something else. It's not that hard. Me personally, right? If XYZ VTuber wants to go ahead and have the, dressed a little ludus wise.
Yeah,
go right
provocatively,
ahead.
like.
Yeah, provide. Thank you. That's the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
you're good.
Oh, my cap.
It's just if they want to dress a little bit more provocatively, go right on ahead. It's like if it's more on brand to what they are, to what they already do, why not? You know, why not be proud of you? Sorry.
Sorry, we're getting redded out here like I love Gourdie's just like laying down this very like intricate thought, and then Nick does this like flashbang.
Yeah, my bad. My cat came in and started dancing all over my keyboard, so my models were getting flipped all over.
You're good.
It's all good.
You're
It's all
good.
good.
I
thought
agree
it was
with
really
you.
funny.
I agree with you as well, Gourdie. My thing about it is just like if you don't like it, well, it's fine. Like move on. You know, like it doesn't affect you. If people want to make that kind of content, there's always going to be a market. There's always people that enjoy that kind of content. Like that's fine, right? Now, what I will say is there is a separate conversation to be had about inappropriately exposing, you know, like minors or things like that to stuff like this.
Yeah.
But I don't think that comes anywhere near what we're talking about right now because this isn't something that like Spider's done, right? She's never done anything like that. So,
it's not like
obviously
she's targeting towards
right,
people.
exactly. So obviously there's a lot of nuance. I mean, I know some people argue, well, you're taking advantage of people, you know, lonely men or things like that. My argument would be, yeah, but people argue that legitimately. Like, I
If
think
you're
there's
a
one
lonely
in here.
argument, though. That's the thing
Yeah.
about that. It's a
I think-
legitimate argument.
If you are a lonely man and you see a provocatively dressed person on your screen and you send money, that is your free will, okay?
That's my thoughts
blatantly-
as well. I'm
Well,
like,
well-
it's your own free will, bro. It's your wallet. Like,
Well,
you
yes,
have
there's a lot more-
autonomy of yourself, right? Like you have the choice to do what you want with that kind of stuff, right? Like it's your money. So, but obviously, there's some nuance in that. So, I think I've said what I want to say, but I would love to hear what you have to say, Nycto. By the way, I'm just gonna stretch a little bit. I am listening, so my model
No,
moves
no,
around
yeah.
weird. Don't
No,
think
you're
I'm ignoring you or
perfectly
anything
fine.
like that.
No, you're absolutely fine. And honestly, the thing that's gonna be interesting is that I actually, while I do agree with some of the points that both of y'all have made, I actually do find some degree of arguments to be made against like some of those other points, as well as this main point right here that we're looking at, right? And I say this as somebody who has been in the VTubing scene, who has seen it from the outside looking in, who has been in it for quite a handful of years, and somebody who has friends on both ends of the spectrum of this particular argument. So I'll go ahead and address the post
Yeah, I
itself
mean, we
first,
respect
and
your
then we
opinion,
can
even if
we
it's
can go-
different. That's okay. Like, we're here to listen.
Yeah, no, I'm
so-
just saying, I'm just like tossing that out there, right there.
Yeah,
just
no,
bringing
you're
it out.
good. I mean,
But-
that's the whole point of
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
you know, type show. Like, we invite diverse viewpoints of things, right? I mean, we don't have to agree, but you know, we can still high five
yeah.
each other at the end of the day, as long as we're not being hateful.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing about it. Like, I do appreciate you for being able to host this, because like you're honestly, I do say this a lot to even the people I interact with when I talk about you, but you are like one of the people that I do feel confident enough to be able to have this kind of conversation with, even if we don't like necessarily agree.
He
Because at
talks
the end of the
about
day,
me,
that
Jack.
baseline level of respect is there. So you know, take it however you
It's-
will.
When people stop having a communication, when people stop having debates, that's an issue. So
Yep.
if we can't have a simple discussion, then that's a
Yeah.
problem. Absolutely have whatever opinions you want to be able to have, and it's okay if we don't agree.
Oh,
Feel
absolutely.
free. You're good, homie.
Yeah. So for the post itself, I will have to go ahead and say that I do disagree with the initial statement here, saying from my experience, creators that do 18 plus content tend to be the absolute nicest people ever. And some of the replies that come up on top on that are a pretty good summary of why I think that is indeed like not the case. In my own personal interactions and from what we've seen from like some of the drama that comes out and everything like that, the vast majority of people who do engage in this kind of content are very much in the same camp as the rest of the VTuber scene when it comes to like clicks, being very clicky, being able to talk, gossip, that kind of deal. But it's especially prominent when it comes to the 18 plus scene specifically because of the nature of it. Now, once again, I'm not discounting the fact that this is something that the regular scene, I say regular, air quotes, with a broad brush, that kind of deal. I'm not saying that that's not something that doesn't happen in that particular scene, the wider scene of VTubing specifically, but it's specifically because of the nature of people who engage specifically in 18 plus content creation that it's become that much more profound. When you're in that field of work, you are trying to sell an idea, a personality, And when you're doing that, it's hard to it's harder to try and get along with other people. Not to say, not saying that's not possible, but it's harder to get along with other people when the prospects of competition are that much more prominent just by them being in vicinity of you in that very same stream. A lot of people interact with Vtubers with the premise that either they're getting a GFE experience or they're getting like a tool of masturbation, and there's a whole conversation to be had about that. But the point being is that it's an incredibly different dynamic that a lot of them do, that the content creators in that field do acknowledge exists. It does suck, but it is a very real thing that we have to be willing to acknowledge is as it is instead of how we wish it to be.
Yeah, I mean the objectification and stuff like that within sex work, it obviously is a thing there, right? I don't think that I really disagree with you though, because you said like you've said, you know, in your experience, right? And it's like Fifi said, from my experience, right? It's y'all's perspective and y'all's experience, right? Some people are gonna have different mileage, like Nycto's mileage is different, right? Vivi's mileage is different as well. From her experience, these creators, you know, tend to be the absolute nicest people ever. In my experience, it's kind of similar to Fifi, right? I've had a really good experiences, right? Right, exactly. It's subjective, right? It's very referential to what it is. So, I mean, like, yeah, like, if I was supposed to listen to what you just said and be angry about it, like, I'm definitely not. Like, it's your perspective, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
like, I can see both sides, because I've been on both sides of, like, this whole spectrum, where it's, like, I've had friends who do sex work, right, and their parents didn't agree with it, right, and it was a whole thing, and then they ended up hating it, right, and it was a whole thing. They had to go through therapy to make sure that they were okay, that they respected their own bodies, and yada yada, right. But then I also had a friend who has a parent who did sex work to provide for the family, but also had a very positive outlook towards it. And it was completely different perspectives. And one was like, man, I felt degraded, yada yada, right? And then the other one felt like they were providing a service.
Yeah, almost like empowered, right? Like,
yeah, and empowered.
Like,
and
I had a friend that did that kind of stuff too, and she's like, man, I just feel good about myself, like my body and things like that. So
yeah,
I mean, obviously there's a spectrum of good and bad, right?
Yeah. It's always going to be one of those things of like, it depends on the circumstance and where the work is coming from and where the heart is in the work, you know? It's like, me personally, I like to be proud of my body. And if I want to go ahead and post myself in lingerie, cool, great. But if I'm unhappy with myself and I'm unhappy with the picture, but I'm being told I need to post the picture regardless, then it's a very different circumstance. And if somebody is doing it for work and they enjoy what they do, being called an e-whore or whatever the fuck, right? It's like you wouldn't walk up to a businessman on the street and just start calling him names for no reason, right? That's crazy. Now, that's just how I see that. It's work. We all have work. We all have a business, and we all have a hustle to do. And if that's somebody's hustle, you respect their hustle. And if you don't, then do your own thing. But at the same time, if they're in a situation where they hate what they do and they hate having to do this, then that's a whole different circumstance. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I got you.
To be fair to Nycto as well, I mean, this is clearly a very large generalization of a statement, right? So,
absolutely.
I mean, even saying what people that treat 18+ creators bad tend to be the most insufferable people. I mean, like, this is clearly a generalization towards some of these screenshots, right? You know, I mean, things like this, like calling people a hoe and stuff like that. Like, what does it matter? You know, like, I think the core of this argument boils down to two things. Number one, people having issues with adult-related content, which, you know, again, you're allowed to your opinion, but the difference is you don't have to be hateful about it, right? That's the difference. And then number two, the fact that VTubers are not allowed, according to some of these posters, to show their IRL selves, right? Or participate in Fansly or things like that. And I think that's just, that's ridiculous to me. Like, it should, VTubing is a medium, do whatever you want. Like, I'm actually if you don't, I'll tell you guys this, I'm actually been working on some AR stuff. But when I go on a trip here soon, I'm going to be taking pictures using AR. So, like, am I not a VTuber now because I'm taking IRL pictures, but kind of putting a model in there too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, there's a lot of nuance, I think, to be had when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I just think that, like Gourdie said, why can't we just treat each other with respect instead of insulting each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your hustle.
What's AR pictures, by the way?
Isn't that like augmented reality?
Yeah, it's like basically
like where it superimposes
you take the
your
real
model
world,
over you?
but you put your model into the real world.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
All right, that's cool. That's cool as hell. Yeah.
Actually saw a little bit of that over at what was it, Offkai? Like one of the raids had like a little stand where you could just go ahead and put yourself in there and you're dancing around as like a little fox girl in the scene, which is pretty cool. Yeah,
exact same company. Actually, Nycto, Vtaku.
Really?
Yep, same people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, they're super cool. They're really nice. But anyway, I feel like I've talked a lot. I want to hear more from you, Nycto. So please, tell us all your thoughts about this. I mean, obviously, this is a very heavy subject, so
no, you're perfectly fine.
Say.
So I've already talked a little bit about like the first part of it. As for the second part of it, like I think it's from some of the people that I did talk to, because I did actually talk to some of my friends from both ends of the spectrum of the argument and all that good stuff. And I could definitely see where Fifi's coming from when she says that they tend to be quote-unquote the most insufferable people on the planet, but that's usually on the worst end of the spectrum on that one.
Right, exactly.
I think, for me, it goes back to that earlier point when I was saying, okay, are you just saying that, or is there a little bit more to this than you're leading on, or whatever the case might be? And that's one of the things I do actually happen to have an issue with when it comes to the YouTubing scene, and it's the fact that there are a lot of big voices or people who just so happen to be loud who act with a great degree of disingenuous intent behind a lot of their tweets or with their interactions with other people and all that. I think one of the best examples of that would be the very recent ASMR takedown that we've been seeing with a lot of like content creators and all that. On one hand, again, I can understand their frustration, but when I see the titles or when I see the screenshot of the titles of the videos that they're getting taken down for, and fully knowing that this is for a site, YouTube, that is doing what it can to avoid any kind of adult content creation, I'm going to have to go ahead and call a little bit of scrutiny on that one, because when you're saying, was it like, well, there was actually one. I
think you're gonna like Dommy Mommy dominates you.
Yeah, so like one of the ones one of the ones I got taken down was your shy goth roommate gets possesses over you and falls for you hard. In parentheses, Dommy Mommy ASMR RP female to male. Like it's okay. Look, I get it. You're trying to go ahead and get your bag, whatever the case might be, but at best, you are ignorant of the rules on YouTube. At worst, you're using this as an opportunity to advertise some of the other content that you probably do, which is tragic, because I can look at this and I would bet money that if I were to click on your card on your profile, there's probably gonna be a funny blue Twitch site link on.
Well, it is funny you say that, because I did go click on all of those links actually for a lot of the ones that I gave you the links to. And there are a few that do not have that link, right? So there's a few people that got banned for this. Now, that outside link that you're talking about, right? The external link policy, YouTube obviously can enforce it all the way, right? That's completely up to them. They're allowed to do that, right? If it technically breaks their TOS. I think the biggest criticism that I had of the ASMR stuff was to not properly warn the creators of what was wrong, right? Hey, this is what you did wrong. But instead of going straight to termination, why not be like, hey, guess what? This is what you did wrong. Fix it. You get a strike.
See, yeah, no, that's the thing about it as well. Like again, like I will criticize YouTube to no end because of how they conduct a couple of things, but we also have to be like, there has to be some degree of accountability that has to be done there. Like if you're posting that kind of content on YouTube, let's be real, the vast majority of the time you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it just because it's been up for however many months or whatever the case would be, and now they got to you, that's just for me personally, that's just fair game. Now, of course, maybe
yeah,
there are
I mean,
a couple
if you definitely break their TOS policy, right? If you're linking to these external sources, like that's a TOS. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
that's it. You know, like what can you do about it? Those are the rules. I think the punishment is too harsh, right?
Yeah.
But there are also creators that got their channels taken down that were not part of that did not have adult links, and that's the issue.
And that's a whole nother conversation to be had as well. So I completely agree with you there. For the baseline conversation, for me personally, I am in the camp where I can only spare so much sympathy until I'm aware of like what's going on here, and then at some point, like there's a part of me that's questioning whether or not I should continue to spare that sympathy. You know what I mean?
I think that I have, like for me, right? I think when I look through all of these people, right, I didn't find anybody with like ill intent. You know what I mean? Like it's one thing, like you said, if you're pushing the game, it's pretty clear, right?
Exactly.
But if you're just making ASMR in general, just a very like baseline like ASMR, right? I don't think there should be a problem with that, right? Like ASMR serves as a service.
No,
it serves a particular need and a want. I don't think that ASMR in itself is inherently sexual. Yes, there are extraneous outlying examples that obviously are pushing more towards a sexualized agenda, and those are to be criticized fairly, right? I completely agree with that. But I think that it's hard to even say, oh, well, YouTube is like being fair because they ban people wrongfully who don't even have any type of ASMR like that. They ban people constantly for stuff that they mark that doesn't even include anything like within it. Literally, when I say nothing, I had a VTuber that I covered the other day that YouTube said, oh, it's this 2 seconds at the end of the video. And there's no sound. No sound whatsoever. It's just nothing, right? So, while I get what you're saying, I also think that it has to be understood also that YouTube does not do their job, like, in the least bit, right? As long as we both agree on that, I think we're good. Because YouTube is just absolute dog shit water right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, YouTube has always been, like, having problems with just enforcing the rules on certain people and in certain areas, and then not enforcing the rules in certain areas. For those of you that don't know, by the way, ASMR is autonomous sensory meridian response. I'm somebody that really enjoys ASMR. I used to use it for trying to fall asleep because I have horrible insomnia.
Gotcha.
And it's really, really sad to see like a lot of it turn sexual, you know? A lot of it has been turning sexual more and more, and there's always been like a stigma over top of ASMR of like, this makes me feel weird, I feel like this is a sexual thing, yada yada, right? And so this just kind of enforces that agenda even more, because like a while ago, like maybe a couple of years ago, like long before I became a VTuber, I was pretty heavy in the ASMR stuff, and YouTube was already kind of like on the fence with just like getting rid of a couple of the videos on there already, or like a couple of the content creators that I would watch, they would literally just be putting like wooden blocks in water or the sound of water flowing or whatever the fuck, right? And their videos would get taken down because it's just odd content. It's like they didn't really get too much to say about it, right? They would talk about it on their videos, they would talk about it and in their stuff, and now that people are sexualizing it more and more, because it's just like, let's be honest, right? We'll have normal videos like river flows or XYZ sounds, right? But then we'll have people that will be literally quiet sounds of slapping their thigh and then accidental moans, or just ear licking, or like when it all started around like with Amaranth, when she was doing like the ear licking stuff and why people were like on stream falling asleep to it, but then it turned NSFW. It was a whole thing. And it's just now that it's getting more and more like down that path, it's just when you see the title Dommy Mommy dominates you while you try to fall asleep in her arms, it's like, why are you surprised that your video got taken down versus this dude just making sounds with water? And it's like,
There's
it's
got to be a
disappointing to see.
fairness, right? I think
So-
Nycto's very right, though. Sometimes, like, people push TOS, right? And then they play victim, and then they get upset about it, right? I can't say with this recent ASMR bans that I've, that any of them have necessarily, like, done that, right? Because I feel like, looking at it, the intention of them was, none of them was malicious or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's a fair point, right? That a lot of people sometimes do that. I mean, for me, when I think of somebody that pushed the boundaries and then cried wolf about it, was Marina with the naked VTuber model, right? Like, that was like
yeah, that was
explicitly
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
hey, so, you know, just because it says this doesn't mean that you should do that, right? You still have to fall within the TOS of stuff. So I feel like there's going to be a personal responsibility, but it's also hard to hold people accountable to a personal responsibility when the website that you're on doesn't even work properly. You know what I mean? So, like, how am I supposed to be like, well, how do I know you're even lying, or how do I know you're misrepresenting it? Because YouTube doesn't even fucking know. Like,
Yeah, and that's why we're able to have these kinds of conversations on here. I think it's a good thing that we're able to do that. Which kind of actually leads me a little bit. I kind of want to bounce off of Gourdie a little bit off of what you just said, where like a lot of medium, or like the medium, end up kind of gravitating towards that area. Earlier in the conversation, you said that you made a statement, which I do agree with the message of it, but I think it's a lot more nuanced than that. And where you said, if you don't like it, just feel free to block, mute, or move on, something along those lines. Just to paraphrase. I think the problem, and with that specifically, is that with the VTubing scene as a whole, and pretty much any medium, it's getting a lot harder to just ignore it when it's becoming such a prominent feature within the scene in of itself. Like, if you ask anybody from outside the VTubing scene, three words that they would associate with it, they would I asked a buddy of mine about that. The three things he said was creativity, gooning, and what was the third one? It was creativity, gooning, and drama. That's what it was. So that's kind of, those three words, in his opinion, have become synonymous with VTubing in of itself. And we see a really good example of that in the last major convention, Offkai, right? There was a whole major controversy that was happening with the Blue Funny Sites having a panel that was over there that was present. Now, I know, Elara, you covered this as well. And I think, and to their credits, they did a good job of blocking off like the actual talent as well as what was inside. But one of the biggest points of contention that I think people were very much genuine in their reaction to was the fact that there was a barcode that was right outside, very big, very easy to see, in an area where there were minors that were walking around. And you take a look at that QR code, and it does link to pretty much the entire site, where you see all of that just right in your face.
To be fair, that's not entirely true, because there was a pop-up that would come up, and I checked this with a VPN internationally and here in my state, that would pop up, and you had to be like, hey, I'm 18 before I view this stuff. Now, let's say that
but let's be real, like,
they're gonna click
nobody
it,
ever
right?
clicks, no, I'm not 18.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, to your point, absolutely. Like, if this is some normal person, you're like, they're gonna click through that shit. So I think my criticism was that there should have been a little bit more to it, right? Then, like, you had to log in to see it, or something like that, right? But also, to be fair, why are you bringing a kid to a con that is clearly an adult-centric con? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, why are you allowing your child to scan a QR code for an adult?
Well, Well, there's
like,
an argument to be had about that as
related
well,
thing,
because
right?
Offkai is not inherently just an 18+ thing. You can be as young as like 10 years old and get in there per their own TOS. Now, who they decide to host over at the convention themselves, that's a whole nother discussion, because in that same panel where the Funny Blue side was hosting it, I did see some other booths that happen to have some very suggestive art pieces that were on sale, so that's a whole nother discussion to be had.
Well, this
But
is just
I
that's
think-
just anime con culture, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's just
It
that's kind of
absolutely
what it
is.
is. Like,
Yeah, it absolutely-
whether you like it or not, right? Like, you're gonna get exposed to some lewd things, right? So that's kind of like what I'm saying is like, okay, so why would you go to a con that you know is going to have adult related or at least like explicit or suggestive stuff, right? Like, and that's your choice as a parent, right? If you're gonna bring somebody that you know is underage and let them scan a code for fancy, I feel like that's more the problem at its root than
Oh
the
yeah,
issue
no,
at hand. But
absolutely.
continue.
The point that I'm trying to drive home is that
Right.
it's getting a lot harder for people to avoid this thing of being as prominent as it is. Now, Offkai was the very first actual anime-esque convention that I've gone to, and I do not reserve any delusions that it wasn't showing off some suggestive art pieces, because again, it's the anime culture. But the Funny Blue side having a panel over there was a threshold. So the question becomes like, how far is this gonna push? I think that's a legitimate question for people to have.
Yeah, no. To your point before I pose my question to you,
Sure.
I think that you're right. It is becoming a little bit more out there, right? Whether it's fancy or whatever else, right? And like personally, like I don't really have like an issue with it because I see it more. But it honestly, it doesn't really affect me, right? So I'm kind of privileged to be able to say that. But for some people, they're like, hey, like, I don't really like that, and I don't want to interact with that, and it gets shoved in your face constantly, or you see it everywhere. It's kind of like, yeah, I can see why maybe that might bother you, right? But I think also, if that's the case, why are you not upset about the fundamental issue instead of calling people IRL hoes or e-whores? You know what I mean? Like,
I agree with that, honestly. Like, I do think that there's a bit of grace to be had in however you decide to interact with some people. Like, there are people who behave in a certain way in which I don't necessarily agree with, but I do my best to go ahead and treat them with some degree of proper respect. But we also have to acknowledge that not everybody's going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And
here's my
also,
question, Nycto.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So here's my question. XYZ VTuber makes adult content, right? And you've seen a bunch of meet and greets that happen at Offkai, right? People do meet and greets, booths, etc., etc. How is that QR code at the fancy booth any different from a VTuber that did a meet and greet that has their own QR code that leads to adult-related stuff?
I think they're very much still going to be in the same camp as them. I think the reason why a lot of people are more paying attention to the Funny Blue side is because it's big, it's brazen, whereas the second example that you brought up is just a little bit more low-key. Not saying that what they're doing is okay. What I'm saying is that people are just not going to notice that when there's a giant fucking billboard. You know what I mean?
I will say,
I feel you.
When you're going to a con, right? Say I bring my personal to me, right? I bring my little cousin who's like 10. And I'm going to a con and I know what's at like this con, right? So first mistake, I already know what's at this con. I've paid for this con. I'm bringing my 10-year-old little cousin with me, right? Okay. So now it's on me to make sure my little cousin doesn't get exposed to that, right? It's not on the con, it's not on the creators, it's on me. And so I'm gonna walk them around and say, you bought the ticket to
the con, so you know what's there, or you at least agreed to the fact of everything that you will be exposed to or potentially could be exposed to, right?
And then say I walk over and you see the big ass billboard that you're talking about. I'm going to simply just turn and walk him the opposite direction. If he pulls out his phone, I'm gonna swiftly kicked that phone straight into the sky, into the sun. He's not seeing any titties. No. And I'm gonna quickly walk him away from that area, because I don't want his curiosity to flare up to see like, oh, what's over here, Uncle Gord? Like,
I
no,
feel like
we're
if you
going this
kick
way.
his phone into the stratosphere, that's just gonna invoke more curiosity, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like this whole con, it was like, there were parts of it that were really exaggerated, right? Like, people were like, oh, there's a fancy booth, so there's gonna be a naked, like, VTuber dancer out in the front of it. And
Right.
like,
Oh, yeah, no, there's gonna be people
no,
who do
that's
that,
like,
yeah.
that's not gonna be the case, guys. Like,
It's
of course,
just the logo.
right, there's gonna be steps, like, taken, but for me, like, I subscribe more to the idea, kind of in line with Gourdie, so I'm like, this is really on the actual, like, person attending the convention, right? Like, it's on you as an individual that to know what you're going into and accessing and buying a ticket for, and it's up to you
True.
to be the adult and make sure that if you have your own limits, you're not exposing that kid to those limits, right? I mean, like, I'm gonna give you my example that I gave to chat, and I think it's very relatable for everybody. So with Offkai, right, you had to pay money to go into this con, right? And the worst that we saw was a QR code, right? Okay. Now, freely, I can walk into the back of Spencer's and see a bunch of other way more suggestive, provocative, sexual shit. You know what I mean? But that is, nobody gets upset at Spencer's for having that stuff.
Right.
It's on the parents to make sure that they're not exposing their children to that stuff, right?
I know my little ass ran to the back
Well,
of Spencer's
here's the
quite a few times.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But here's the inverse of that, right?
Yeah,
Well,
of course.
firstly, there are parents who do get upset about that, as we see with
Yeah.
Oh,
Hawkeye,
yes.
as well as like just the general thing. But here's the
Yes.
inverse of that as well. To a company that clearly does have better knowledge about what venues are going to be attending and representing themselves in, do they not bear some degree of responsibility for who they're exposing themselves to when it comes to the kind of content that they push out?
Wait, let me raise my hand. Let me raise my hand really quick.
Go ahead.
See, okay, I think it's a solid point. However, I think this is where you not having been to anime cons fails you a little bit, because this is a very societal norm for anime cons in particular, that there's always adult-related stuff there, right? From doujins and adult comics, all the way to even like a bad dragon has been at anime cons and stuff like that. So I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, but it is already considered a societal norm that is expected already, right? Like there's got to be a certain level of agreement as a normal human being. You are gonna get exposed to XYZ, right? If I go to the grocery store, I'm gonna see some you know, like magazines with you know, half naked people on them, or I might see condoms or things like that, right? There's such a already societal norm of expectation that I think that putting all of that responsibility on one business is unfair, because you already have a normal expectation of what you're gonna get exposed to going anywhere out in the world, period. Yes, the paddles! I was exposed to the paddles when I was fucking 11! Like...
So honestly, with that in mind, I think a conversation just needs to be had about whether or not these conventions moving forward should just represent themselves as being strictly 18 plus or whatever the case might be, because they are the.
I agree.
Yeah, because you know minors are attending. I saw minors at the convention.
Yes,
Right.
I
So-
confirmed that as well with other people. Now,
Yeah.
the amount was extremely low. I think you would probably confirm
absolutely.
that as well.
Yeah, no, that much is absolutely true. But just because of like, should we take into consideration that there are still kids who are going to the event? You know, it's a very nuanced issue in that way. We can go ahead and argue all these different points.
Well, and to what you said as well, I'll be honest, I was surprised that Offguy was not 18 plus already. Like, maybe it's a venue or a California rule. You know how California has all those weird ass laws, so maybe it's like a thing
just
that
a
they're
little
like
bit.
they have to offer it. But I mean, the parents had to be involved along every step of the way, right? You either had to have a parent there, or you had to have some kind of signature. Yeah, California's weird. I don't know the legality of it, but
California.
I mean, it's a fair point. I think that's what I brought up as well. Well, why not just make it 18 plus, or why not, if you want to avoid the controversy, period, why not just put Fansly in the 18 plus area only, right? There were other ways that this could have been treated that probably could have made this less controversial and better, right? I will 100% agree to that.
And my thing is like, the whole controversy, this is gonna sound a little off topic, but hear me out, right? You know how there's the whole controversy with how people are really upset having to scan their face or their ID to verify themselves on Discord or Roblox or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same idea of, if you can't really keep an eye on your kid, or if you can't stop your kid from being online or interacting in these online spaces, that's on the parent. It's Discord or Roblox or conventions or XYZ shouldn't have to parent your kid for you. And that's the kind of idea that I see it as. But at the same time, I fully get exactly what you mean. And they should absolutely either make it an 18 plus convention, or that section blatantly say with big signs or something saying 18 plus area. You know, it's like, I fully agree with you. Yeah. And
it could have been better.
I'm always, it could have been better. It could have been better.
But I do think that people going to the extreme of like, oh, you're exposing children to, you know, prawn and stuff like that. It's like, well, there's a lot of steps in between that. And also there's a lot of responsibility on the people going to the con to uphold as well, right? So like, I feel like there's got to be a balance in there, you know?
And in all honesty, like, people doing the extremes, it's like a lot of these things that we're talking about kind of boil down to people just kind of being trolls or kind of just rage baiting. And people that are kind of going to the extremes are just, they need to touch grass. they need to understand that nobody's having their kid sprint up to the stand, whip out their phone, do the link, and then scroll through, and then go to the person's Fansly and be like, ooh la la, wow, this is really you, ma'am. No, I don't think that's how that works. It's like, there's a lot of steps in between, like you said, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It could have been definitely better handled, but also people are just a little too quick to go to the extremes.
I think one thing that I thought was that Nycto said was kind of interesting is like, you know, the sexualization of VTubing has kind of like been more in your face and stuff like that. But I would honestly, legitimately, I would just attribute that more to anime culture in general, like, because anime culture is that's where VTubing came from, right? Anime culture is already that way. It's been that way, and maybe it's different because I went to cons growing up. I was very much part of the Lolita. You know, I saw all this kind of stuff all the time, right? But maybe it's just my perception is a little bit different because of that. But it's okay to create that kind of content, right? It's okay to want to create lewd or sexual content or whatever, right? I think that what Nycto has said, though, is a fair point, right? Like, there has to be rules in place. There has to be things in place that, you know, a TOS that you have to adhere to, right? And that's to protect everybody, not even just other people, but you as well. So I do think that there are cases, as Nycto said as well, where people sadly play victim when they clearly broke rules, right? I would say a good example of that is Morgue Pie, right? I think Morgue Pie is a classic example of pushing the envelope in Twitch TOS, getting banned multiple times, and it's like, well, you can't be upset about it because you clearly broke the TOS, you know? Like, it's clearly right here. So, I think that you have a lot of good points, though, Nycto, to be entirely fair to you.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's just like some accountability that has to be happening, and there's people who are just very upset at the fact that it's happening now. Now, of course, there's like the AI on YouTube and whatever else is happening that makes it a little bit bullshit. Like, there's gonna be some people who don't need to be targeted, who are being targeted as a result of that one. But that's more of a byproduct of everything that's been brewing for a very long time. That's now being made abundantly apparent. So
Yeah,
that's
I
where
mean,
we're at
like, if you had a specific example, like, in mind, I mean, obviously you don't have to give it to me, like, right now, but if you had, like, a specific example in mind of somebody that's maybe, like, you know, played victim but actually broke a rule, yeah, well, okay, then absolutely. That's a very different conversation with that person, right?
Mhm.
I think that that is fair, but I also think that YouTube is allowed to uphold their TOS, but I do think that the blowback on that stuff is excessive, right? Like, you just warn people, like, just tell them what they did wrong, or at least, like, give them feedback, because in every case of this, or at least even in my case too, that I had with YouTube, they go, well, we can't tell you anything, follow the rules. And you're like, but what rule did I break? And they're like, no, follow the rules. And you're like, but what rule? And they're like, the rules, follow them. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, there's got to be like a give and take from not only the organization, but the individual as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think they could also stand to just shorten the TOS, because I feel like some of them are ridiculously long for the sake of being ridiculously long. You know? Give me bullet points.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like it becomes a full like legal document, and just it's like I just want to understand what I'm gonna get in trouble with and what I'm not gonna get in trouble with. I didn't go to law school.
I scroll through all of it. Yes, I did in fact read the TOS and accept the terms.
It infuriates me because not even YouTube, but Twitch has gone out of their way specifically to say, well, we don't want to put specific bullet points. We want to leave it gray because people will take advantage of the system. I'm like, you do realize if you made it black and white and spelled it out, they wouldn't be able to take advantage of the system?
Exactly.
It can be made so if it's written
me.
arbitrarily, people can go ahead and interpret it however they want.
I know that there's always going to be the people that do the, but like it doesn't technically say this. It's like, shut up. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what you did.
Anyway.
You know what you did. Let's like, yeah.
But like if it's black and white, it makes things a lot more cut and clear and a lot less what did I get in trouble for, you know? But
something segue to talk about Twitch. Are we done with this topic?
yeah, we're good.
Speaking of Twitch, gosh, there's like a lot of different Twitch streamers that get into fights with each other. Oh man, there's this.
Yeah, right. No, but thank you guys, of course, for sharing your insight. I think that was a very productive conversation, and we also talked about ASMR stuff as well, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to let you guys know about Twitch in general is you should definitely click on my pinned post, which has the Twitch links to Gourdie and Nycto, and you should go follow both of them. They are absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Ah, Benyo.
And that's the only nice thing I'm going to say about Twitch now, because did you know, guys, that coming here from Zach, Twitch and Amazon are apparently planning to use streams to train generative AI. Oh, brother.
That's a terrible.
No,
that's just bad.
It's just, you see how many content creators are simply just saying no already. Why would you push it more?
That's just bad.
Twitch is
I think we're all the consensus that this is just bad, right?
Yeah. Definitely. Like.
All right, next topic. Let's go.
Yeah. Right. we really need to have a way. Like, only thing I want to say about this is like, I think I was commenting on one of, I think it was Chunky Lotus. She made a post about it. She's like, I just can't believe this. And I'm like, well, let's also be fair that every business under the world is doing this right now. This is unfortunately the space, the way of the world. We cannot change that businesses are doing this, but there needs to be a way for us to opt out of it.
I genuinely do not understand why, like, you see how every single person has been reacting to AI, right? And all these businesses have been simply losing so much money from using AI. And it's not a very, very lucrative thing. It's just, it's you start using it, you're polluting, you're ruining the planet, you're taking away creativity, you're not making people happy, and you're losing money. Where is the win here? I've never fully understood that. And so
double it and pass it to the next person.
Yeah, it's like it's just investors forcing companies to do this, and it's just you're gonna end up losing more and more money, and your creators and everything in between. And I wouldn't be too surprised if we see a huge decrease of streamers or influx of people leaving Twitch to go to a different platform to stream, because I don't see very many people sticking around for this if there's no opting out of it. And on top of it, it sucks that most of, like you said, Elara, most other companies are doing this. So I wouldn't be too surprised if YouTube is going to jump onto this bandwagon very soon afterwards.
I mean, I feel like they already have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, it's disappointing. It's very, very disappointing to see things that we quite literally have a living off of, things that we have built our entire career off of, not listening and not looking at their creators ever, and just kind of doing stuff that really honestly harms their creators and harms their longevity of their company. It's just disappointing.
The investors were pitched an idea that sounded like it was going to make them a lot more money while cutting down the bottom of the barrel a little bit more. But a lot of them are starting to go through essentially what's called buyer's remorse. There's been a couple of videos and documentaries that have already been come out on top of that, and that's why AI is being pushed out as hard as it is right now, especially like when it comes to like different types of advertisements, projects and things like that, because they need it to work. They need something that's telling them that it wasn't a bad investment.
And it's not that they're like, bringing it up to Twitch like, oh, this looks like a juicy deal. They are quite literally telling them, you are going to do this, because they don't really give in these investors, they don't give them too much of a choice to do this or not. It's like,
wait, you're saying I can look bad and lose money? Sign me up, baby. I'm in.
Right, exactly. It's like, I don't think personally, and this is just my opinion, this is like alleged, my opinion, yada yada, this is not like proof, this is just hearsay, right? I don't think Twitch, well, it's kind of hard to say this sometimes, but I don't think Twitch would go ahead and shoot themselves in the foot, seeing how many people don't like AI and seeing how much they are losing money already, but also losing money from AI. I highly doubt that they would push that forward unless their investors are like, oh, you're gonna do this because you're not making enough money or yada yada, But
I think just in general that I was watching a video actually. I was telling Chad about this, that the AI bubble is a lot like the .com bubble. It's pretty much like the exact same thing. So people feel like Nycto said, you have to pour money into something and feel like you got a return from it, Like you're at the sunk cost fallacy. At this point is so high, you're like, well, we got to get something out of it. But my thing that I don't understand is, if they're going to use streams to train generative AI, what are they going to do with that exactly? Are they going to make fucking Twitch Sama? Like, are we getting Neurosama's cousin? Like, what is the point of taking our data to train the generative AI? Like, Twitch, do you not already have enough problems to, that you need to invest into anyway? Do you not, I don't need to fucking make a profit for 1 year of your life? Twitch has never made a profit, right? Like,
yeah.
So, like, why not focus on that? Like, focus on the problems with your fucking website instead of this. It baffles me.
It's insane.
It is literally being sustained by Amazon, and even with its conception, it did not generate any degree of profit.
Yeah. God, I saw it was a couple of things. I saw somebody was like, yeah, why doesn't Amazon just write Twitch a blank check? I'm like, you understand Amazon has like 1,800 different facilities, workers, and different things to go ahead and take care of. 1,800 facilities, that's like what, 100,000 per thing? That's like $100 million they have
that's insane.
They're not able to write a blank check, let's be real. But at the same time, if they find something that they're gonna go ahead and somehow make money off of, they're gonna shill it everywhere. And sadly, that's AI. And it sucks, but if it's pushed up on us, right, it's probably going to use ideally, this is probably what they're going to do. Not ideally. What they're probably going to use the AI to do is train what people say in chat, train how people talk on streams, or train how like images are on stream. It's gonna take everything, and it's gonna be really disappointing. So hopefully there's an opt-out on it. If they're not, it's gonna be really,
Yeah, the backlash on that is gonna be nuts.
Oh yeah, scorched earth on Twitch is going to happen if there's no if there's no opting out on this.
Now to Walk's point as well. I mean, he did say apparently, so this is still a rumor. Maybe it won't happen.
Oh yeah,
but,
I did see that it was like apparently.
Yeah, I guess we'll see, guys. I mean, some multiple sources tell me to be announced in the coming months, so all we can do is just wait and see. But
Well, that's gonna be exciting.
I think we're all pretty much like unanimously against this. So
entirely. It's I know that like seeing a lot of Zach's posts, it's like it's sadly even though a lot of them are very disappointing to see, not Zach himself, but just about Twitch.
No,
they
Zach
are
himself.
usually
I'm disappointed in your face, Zach.
It's usually like true, and it sucks to see that this could be true. I really hope that it's just a rumor, honestly.
I want to add a quick cliff note before we move on, but guys, let's be clear, like, generative AI is the problem, right? Regular AI, there's some good things that can come from it, right? I mean, there are things where predicting weather patterns, helping crops grow better, and predictions. Like, yes, AI is a tool that's meant to help improve our lives, but generative AI has no business, right? Yeah, for medical as well. I mean, AI is a tool that can be helpful, but generative AI is the one that I, at least personally, have the big issue with. So, I want to make sure I'm specific, because somebody on Twitter will be like, well, Laura said she hates AI. And I'm like, whoa, 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 like, time out. Nuance.
Okay, go ahead and pull up the nuance card.
Yep, yeah, bro, I need a nuance card. I need a t-shirt that just says nuance across it. Like, I'm getting that. I love that. We'll see what happens with that one, guys. Just like we'll see what happened recently here with Ray and Seed Dog. You like that?
Oh,
that was
my
a good
God.
One. That was a good one.
I have.
Oh, you have thoughts about this one?
I have so many thoughts about this. So my God.
Recently, there was this streamer games, guys, where E-Dog and Ray, who had interacted with Iron Mouse in the past, I had a little bit of a moment here. And when I say I have a little bit of a moment, I'm like very strongly exaggerating. It was literally the most nothing burger thing of all time, but Ray decided to try to play this off as being offended that T-Dog literally was just like, hey, what's up to him? And kept walking.
People feel entitled to interactions or attention. I don't fucking know what to tell you.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. It's so stupid. Okay. So, do you mind if I go on a little bit of a tangent here?
Yeah. No. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. So you're gonna be upset about. First things first. Iron Mouse beat Kai's sub record, right? Crazy, huge thing, big thing for Iron Mouse. She was doing the thing for the charity and whatnot. It was massive. And so, what did Ray do? He freaked out on his stream and said, "Who is this bitch?" And saying all this extra stuff about her, saying all this mean stuff, and then finally learns a little bit about her, and it says like one or two nice things. Okay, one red flag. Second red flag, he constantly kept on
the streamer
shilling.
words.
Yeah, it was just like before that he kept on pushing more and more like drama towards her, and it was a whole thing. With that, flag 2, flag 3, the streamer awards, doing this whole song and dance with him and Rakai, and getting all up in her shit and saying, oh, why don't you show your face? Why don't you show your face? Oh, and it's like. Yeah, inherently it was really a nothing burger there, but at the same time you still made her uncomfortable. So regardless, just respect you made her uncomfortable and just back off a little bit, right? Nah, had to go ahead and go on a whole tangent, had a whole thing, yada yada, right? Okay, flag 4, I guess now, right? And so
What happened to 3 strikes you're out? Bro, got an extra inning, like, damn.
exactly. And so now he's gonna get butthurt because one of Iron Mouse's closest friends sees him and says, hey, and just walks by, doesn't really give him the time of day. What did you want from him? Did you want him to get on his knees, start praying to you, start sucking your dick? No, just like grow up. You're being a child. Your ego is showing and you need to chill. It's like the fact that you get butthurt over somebody simply just walking by you and not bowing to you. It's like, bro, relax. You're not all that. It's not. You piss somebody off and you get your consequences. Don't be surprised about it. Simple.
How do you feel about it, Nycto?
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth over there. I'm just thinking to myself that this guy's probably... I'm thinking to myself that this guy just surrounds himself with so many yes men at the moment that he's rejected for one reason or another. He just doesn't know how to process it. Hence, like, that look on his face. It's like, what the fuck? Mother gun in your face and all that. It's like, there's not really a whole lot to say about it. It just is what it is. Guy does not care about what you have to say.
The thing, though, is, like, he didn't even reject him. He was just like, yo, what's up? As he kept walking, like, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't really even, like, blow him off or, like, he just kept walking. He's like, yo, what's up? Like, it's a very just, like, normal, casual interaction. To me, I thought, like, C-Dog had somewhere to be, right? So he's just like, yo, what's up? The fact that he tries to react with this face, I mean, hold on, I'll pause it for a second. Like, what is this, bro? Like, why were you looking at him that way? Like,
I think there's an extra layer to it when you take into account a video that C-Dog pushed out ages ago where he was talking about like how a lot of streamers, IRL streamers, have taken it upon themselves to try and do whatever they can to put people at the butt of the joke so they could get some more clicks and all that good stuff.
Yep.
I mean, and even though he got his clicks because he's being filmed reacting to it, like C-Dog decided he didn't want to participate in that. And that's and that gives a lot more credit to C-Dog as opposed to this guy. He did get his clicks, sure, but he looks like a fucking clown doing so now. So
C-Dog definitely hates the IRL streaming like culture, like as far as like the new generation, he calls it. But, I've seen that video as well, Nycto. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one, and I agree a lot with what C-Dog says.
And you guys know he's 20. He's a grown ass man, acting like a child.
Yep.
And
exactly.
Have you guys seen the thing where Ludwig was talking about the IRL streamers just constantly clip farming and there's no actual content anymore and it's just trolls at all times? Yeah. It's literally what he was just talking about. It's just get over yourself.
And also too, like I put in my original like quote retweet to this, but I'm like, you gotta understand too, like if you did all this shit to Iron Mouse, right? You know, you definitely made her uncomfortable, the whole streamer awards thing, all the stuff before that as well. You know, clearly you have left an impression that is negative. Hypothetically, let's say that Connor did have had a problem with that. Would you be surprised? I wouldn't. Like,
no.
I would.
Yeah,
he was cordial at least. Like he said to me, he could have legitimately been like, you know what, Ray, you fucking suck. Like because of what you did to my friend. But he didn't. He's a professional. But how could he be surprised with his past actions of the consequences that he's receiving? Like, you know, like as a hypothetical.
I know Connor's a better man than I am. I definitely would have turned around, pivoted, said, "Shut the fuck up." Honestly, it's just childish behavior.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then like it was really nice though that like I know well this part isn't nice, but Benjamin actually pointed out to me that earlier on that same stream, he was doing the like, well, who the fuck is that kind of thing, like with all these people at the event. He was like, oh, I don't know them, so they don't matter, like type of stuff, which was really shitty to see. But the one thing I will say is Agent back here is like, well, just because you don't know them doesn't mean that they're, you know, bad or
Agent's
not anybody,
usually a
right?
pretty
Like,
chill dude, yeah.
Yeah, Agent is nice. Like even later, C-Dog, Agent had like a nice moment, so that was good. I feel like Agent is like one of the younger like creators in that generation that I'm like, I like him a lot. I think he's very like level-headed.
He's always been like a level-headed individual that's actually like not an asshole to everybody.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
trying
exactly.
to actually make good content and chill with people. Like, he's not always screaming and up in people's faces, doing all yada yada. It's like, brothers, chill.
Oh, sorry, mate. It's really funny you say that, but that's not even just Raid. That's most people in general. Consequences for my actions, like, it's just how a lot of people are. It's incredible. It's incredible. So, Nycto, we got 2 topics left, and I want you to let me know. Which one do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the W partnership, or you want to talk about the Philly and stuff?
I'm gonna be honest. That's where my area of those 2 are where my area of expertise kind of like fly out the window. I am not acquainted with them. I know a little bit about the Philly situation, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're really TLDR with the Phillian stuff. Phillian left back in December. Died like Gourdie, so kindly
Sorry about that.
showed us. she died. She's gone. But she deleted all their channels, everything, Nycto. I mean, they're gone. YouTube, TikTok, it's all there. Twitch, I mean, it's like, it's scrubbed down, bro. It is just nothingness. So a lot of people were wondering what happened, right? I mean, it's very sudden. Do you remember her merchandise controversy? I don't know if you were around during then, Nycto.
I was, and I'm familiar with it. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially the problem is that her merchandise was in reflection of her model, which she admitted openly was a rip that was public, or bought rather. But either way, it was somebody else's.
Exactly. This was a generic kind of like public model you could buy from somebody, and she did not obtain the rights for merchandise, which was offered by that model artist, by the way, but Studio Jingo, exactly. So she tried to make merch of a model that she didn't really own or anything like that. So that was kind of like a big debacle. We got a Nintendo canceled because of that. And now we've seen her channels get taken down and stuff like this, or at least scrubbed, whatever, right? So a lot of people were kind of like, I mean, at least in my opinion, they were hard coping. They're like, oh, she's coming back. She's building up hype. She's taking down all her channels stuff. Make sure we're ready. I'm like, who is going to take down all of their YouTube content and thousands of dollars in revenue for no reason? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I think the only reason that she would go ahead and take that down is if there was a substantial opportunity that was present, and she felt like that particular path that she was on might hold her back or pose a problem a little bit further down the line. And the way that you described it, actually, where you felt like, what's it called, like, back in December of 2025, the trademark was filed for Phillian and all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes a little bit more sense when you take that into consideration, because if she had continued down the path and got herself associated with like another company or something like that, that would put her liable to get a major lawsuit for like a copyright infringement or something along those lines. So it makes sense to want to go ahead and scrub yourself entirely of that. Because as long as your name is associated with that model that isn't necessarily yours, you are liable for a major lawsuit.
Exactly. So this was right kind of around the time she left. There's this trademark filing, which, I mean, it's kind of been known for a while, but I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it, so that's why I posted it. But basically it says like, oh, well, providing online non-digital image files, what are the goods and services, digital animated and non-animated design of avatars, entertainment services, providing online non-downloadable short-form videos in the field of pop culture, anime, comedy. I mean, this is clearly about her, right? It's not just, random person named Philly and like filing a trademark. This is clearly like about her. Simulated live musical performances by avatars and virtual worlds for entertainment purposes. I mean, this isn't just Joe Fillion or John Fillion. This is the Fillion, right? A lot of people were thinking that, they took down this stuff for the hype, but I feel like that with the whole debacle with merch and stuff, I think that caused some type of legality, and so she's decided to, delist everything and we'll come back 100% once the trademark has cleared. That's at least what I think is going on.
That makes sense. I could definitely see that being the case.
I just think a lot of people were very like, I don't know, shaken by this because they're like, she disappeared like immediately, right? It was just like one stream she was here and another just boom, she was gone, right? So everybody was kind of, this hit a lot of people pretty hard. And then we've had the ARG, which is kind of like, I think meant to kind of keep the hype so people don't forget about her, but most trademarks take an average of 10 months. They can take her anywhere to 18 months actually, but so she's literally, funnily enough, at the mercy of the U.S. government, which is kind of really funny to like think about. But yeah, she's at the mercy of the trademark to go through right now.
I feel like there's a lot of jokes to be had. Should she make a return about that? So I'm certainly looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I know that like there was a bunch of different things of people getting hyped up about it, and like I think it was in was it New York or was it Japan? I forget what city it was in, but there was like a big billboard thing. And,
the wall, yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, that
people
was
were like
in
hyping
Japan.
up on that. Yeah, that was in Japan. Okay. And it was like her saying like, "Hello, is anybody there?" And like it was super super cool, but I the only way I could see a turn of events of her coming back or her doing anything big with this is like, say she works with the model artist that she had her model from, or is rebranding big and doesn't want to be Fillion anymore or whatever, right? Like as Nycto was saying, it's like, I don't know, I wish I knew a little bit more about this situation, just because like as a 3D VTuber, right, she's shown quite a bit of technology and a lot of bit of what we can do as 3D VTubers, right? Like
absolutely.
from the bare spot of that, right? Regardless of how anybody feels about her, right? She has still shown us quite a bit of cool things that we can do as 3D VTubers and what we can do to further what we do, right?
It's true. I learned how to do a flip because of Fillion.
That's an idea.
It's all true. Yeah, it's all true.
I'm so glad Fillion taught you that.
Thank you. Yeah. But you're right though. Like Fillion's impact is not even is it. Or sorry, I was gonna say was. It is still felt even to this day, right? I mean, she is one of the biggest VTubers. I mean, maybe was the largest indie VTuber. I mean, I don't know that for sure. Take it with a grain of salt, but at least like top 10, right? I mean, yeah, she was the 3D VTuber, right? So obviously her being gone is a big deal, but I think also too, like, I don't know if she would actually leave for another opportunity, right? Like, I mean, what opportunity would you have that's bigger than being Fillion, you know? Like,
I don't
President
know.
of the United States? Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
crazy.
what's the next
take
step?
that opportunity.
Yeah. Like, what company, Hololive or anything like that?
Doesn't she
could
own
give her
her
what
own,
she
like-
doesn't have already?
Doesn't she own her own like 3D tracking company or something like that?
I don't know about that.
I'm not
Maybe.
entirely
What's
sure.
up, Ali? I don't know about that. I
also-
don't think so, but
Oh, is that Allie? I
Yep.
see
Elliot?
you.
Yeah, this would be cool. Also, I'm so sorry if you hear like my dog is shaking in the background.
Oh
I
my
realized
God,
my
you're
mic didn't
fine.
mute, and all I saw was just him like shaking because he was just itching, and then did the whole dog shake.
poor baby. What kind of a doggo do you have?
He's a Great Pyrenees Lab Husky mix.
Oh my God!
and
Holy
so
shit! It's a big dog.
He's a loud guy. He's a little loud guy. And so he
Uh-huh.
wants my attention really badly, and so I was itching the side of his head, and then he went to go continue itching, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm sorry, buddy."
Sweet baby.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely be looking out for where Fillion appears next, guys. I think we're just waiting a couple months until the copyright goes through, but let me know what you guys think. I'm glad we're ending with this news story today because this is by far the most comical nothing burger like thing on the list. This is literally just I gotta know how y'all feel about this because we were dying on stream yesterday, dying on stream, talking about this. I mean, it's crazy.
What do we got here?
All right, I'll read you the story
so
here.
Goofy.
Yeah, it's actually so goofy. So does VTubers. Somebody, W makes a post on the 29th of July. Is calling all gamers, content creators, VTubers, and streamers. Our energy drink brand is looking for 75 more partners. This is, they're kind of like gamer subs, Nycto.
Okay.
W Energy. So this guy says, bro wants to be gamer subs so bad. Okay, well, funny, haha, yeah. Yeah, they do want to be gamer subs, right? So this VTuber says, their name is Smo. Fonio, I called him Smo. He tried to get me to sign since they had under 1K followers. Okay, well, we said this, right? You know, they tried to get me to sign. Well, what if I told you that W pulled out the receipts and proved that they didn't actually do that at all? That they reached out to W.
You know, I kind of wish that he didn't, because I was about to like go off this whole bit about how like I did get a fucking offer. Where's my offer there, W? And then suddenly this pops up and it's like, oh. And I feel like a jackass.
No, what's crazy is it gets cringier than this, but how fucking cringe is this?
Oh God.
I mean,
do you want to read line for line?
This hurts my soul, bro. This hurts my soul. You know what? Do you want to read some of the lines? You absolutely can.
Yeah. I'll be white boxes. You be blue boxes.
Okay, and Nycto, you stand there and look pretty.
Oh, damn right. Hey there, chat. It's nice to see y'all.
Hey,
You know, these bones ain't just for show.
That's
I wonder, do you guys enter DMs?
Hi, yes, how can we help you?
Oh, Pog! I was just seeing if W was one of the Pog brands accounts would answer back. I would like to get a creative custom cup. Have you that you've been getting lately?
Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, of course. But for now, real question: how would you feel about I don't know, a femboy VTuber, a shaker, cough cough, wink face, eye emoji?
That was the greatest redeem name.
You have not even established a proper relationship, and you're already asking.
Partners,
You're already asking.
31 or more sales in a year for a potential custom flavor of shaker.
Bet! I'm going for 32 then! Now, I just need to go and get partner again. LOL.
Brother, what?
My brother in Christ, take a marketing class.
This fucking voice. Okay, now, Nycto, we need to read it, but I need you to be giddying off here for Smo.
Oh my. You know, I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about getting some submissions so I could go ahead and just read them in an accent. More specifically, it was for the sex bots I've been getting in my DMs. Like some of them are wild with how they tried to use imagery.
Bro, this was so cringe.
God.
This was so cringe that they got called out. W says you literally hit us up. But wait. It gets so... Would you believe it, Nycto? It gets worse.
Oh, okay, there's more. Let's see what we got.
Oh, there's more. And I feel like everybody missed out on this part. And this is actually the most cringe part about all of it. So, like, you know, I see it, I tweet about it. I'm like, oh, that's a big oof, right? Well, turns out this Smo says, funny enough, I have this email from 2022. I was curious about the partnership and more later on. Why are you trying to make me look bad? Then he posts this email that says, hey, Smo, how this email finds you out? We are writing to you today on behalf of W Energy to formally present an exclusive partnership proposition for your consideration. So I'm like, oh, damn, whoa, they reached out to him back then. Okay, well, maybe W messed up, right? I mean, surely, maybe just forgot. I mean, maybe something happened here. Oh, no. The email that they made in response is also fake.
No.
Tragic.
So part right here is blurry, right? So this already was the one part of me that stood out. I'm like, why is this so blurry compared to everything else? But here's the nail in the coffin. Here's the nail in the coffin. Sean says you can tell it's a stolen old ass screenshot pasted in another email because modern Gmail has different features, like the new missing contact avatar shows this. The Teach Gemini button is there. So if you look at this email,
Oh my god.
they literally fake the email.
No.
Some people just need to learn when to take the L and just walk away.
I know. I'm like,
Dude.
this is so cringy. I'm just like, it's the most nothing burger ever, by the way. It literally means like, you know what I mean? There are no stakes whatsoever, but I'm just like, oh my god, this is so, just like, what the hell, dude? What the hell? Now, Nycto, would you believe it gets worse?
Oh, do tell.
Ow!
Let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
Oh no,
Alice.
it gets worse. It gets worse. This
God.
story just keeps on giving. So turns out that this exact person would not credit J Dope for their editing because apparently they're clicking like a friend of theirs that they edit for. So J Dope did edits for the Smoke, they wouldn't credit them. And it turns out that the friend actually saw this post and got involved. Do you want to know who the friend was?
Who was it?
Oh no.
Tigaholic! Tigaholic comes in and
God.
says, refusing to credit editor because they also worry me on stuff is insanely evil, bro. This person has dug the deepest grave I have ever witnessed on a Twitter post in my entire life. This is just like it keeps going.
Oh my
This is
brother
a
in Christ.
journey. This is a journey.
It is a journey, oh my god.
My
Oh.
brother in Christ, you can let this go at any
Wow.
point. Why did you have to let it keep going?
Just
You ain't
take
scoring the dub,
L.
man. You're not scoring a dub.
Holy. Against a company that is dubby, you are not winning. I'm sorry, buddy. Just
Bro,
My guy tried to go ahead and travel with the ball across the court only to get his ankles broken and fumble it so fucking hard at the last 20 seconds.
But just, if you think about like point A to point B, I'm gonna draw a picture. Okay, are you guys ready? Here we go.
Jesus.
So we start at point A where he's just doing his thing, living his life as a square, and then he's like, I don't know, maybe I'll just lie about this shit, right? And then eventually he's like, oh, let's just lie about that lie even more, to the point where his background history got fucking exposed to everybody. Like, oh my god, it is so non-serious.
Deny.
Oh,
That's
God,
that's what he's
so
doing.
Funny.
I'm so glad we covered this story last, guys. It tickles me, bro. It tickles me. Somebody that covers like news and drama and stuff, I'm just like, bro, this is the most low stakes BS in the world. It's crazy. It's a nothing burger with a side of nothing fries, nothing pickles, nothing
God.
drink.
You gotta love it.
Holy shit,
God.
bro.
What an absolute dessert.
Holy gracious. Absolutely incredible. Well, I would love to hear
Thank
from
you.
both of y'all. Anything else that you would like to add to today's conversation or coverage? Kind of cap things off. I'll leave it to y'all. If there's anything else
Well,
you
it
want to
was-
talk about?
There was one thing I did actually want to cover on a big Twitter post. There was a big Google Doc actually that dropped recently. It's against
This
this
is a
one
bit.
VTuber.
This is a bit, isn't it?
Their name is Elara, and here I'll read it out to you. So
Okay, all right.
Elara
Was this
texts-
co-written by Nycto, just asking for a friend?
no,
I will neither confirm nor deny this.
Oh,
have no
anonymous.
proof.
Anonymous entry in the Google
think
Doc.
she's
All
on
right,
drugs.
go ahead.
She might be. It's okay. Just play. Just deny like that one
deny.
guy.
Okay, yeah, deny. Yeah.
Deny.
Take a
I
peek one
am
out
lying.
of Smoke's
I'm lying.
playbook.
Nah, honestly, it's been pretty good vibes, pretty good chill vibes, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy that you're here too. I always love having these combos with friends and guests and things like that. I think it's always cool to get different perspectives about like things that are going on, right? Obviously, I don't want to live in an echo chamber, so I do appreciate my chat and also other people coming by and sharing their perspective. Even if we feel differently, I feel like we can hear each other out and like high five each other at the end of the day. So I always appreciate that.
Fully
Absolutely.
agree, man. Like, it's always nice to hear like all sorts of opinions, especially because like I know I'm not the smartest fucking pumpkin in the patch, right? Like I know I'm pretty stupid. So hearing other people's opinions and being able to educate myself via osmosis or whatever.
Tragic.
Me no. And just educating myself via osmosis or whatever the fuck, right? It's just like it's nice to be able to like learn about these certain things, but also like get my own opinion out and also feel low key validated.
I feel like creators don't get a lot of ability to talk about this stuff, right? Like, really, the platform for that is kind of Twitter, which, I mean, that sucks. Let's be real. That's not the place you really want to talk about this kind of stuff. So, it's nice to have a place to come and like talk to people and have a genuine conversation without like just being like, oh, well, you're a pumpkin head and you're stinky, and I'm like, oh, well, you're stupid a lot, and then back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth.
It's just nice to have a proper conversation.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, it's my 5-month anniversary. Fire!
Nice.
Wow,
Sorry,
congratulations.
I saw.
How about
There we
you,
go.
Nycto? Was there anything you wanted to, add or talk about or cap off with?
Nothing in particular. I was actually just skimming over like some of those sex bot DMs I was telling you about, and I was thinking to myself, I could probably end things off by just reading it. But honestly, I'm happy to be on here and to be able to enjoy and have this conversation. Like I said, I'm confident in y'all's ability to like be able to have these kinds of conversations without it turning incredibly sideways. So I'm happy to be able to have that confidence in y'all.
It's like we're adults.
Wow,
Yeah,
imagine.
A little bit.
And I encourage all of you in chat as well to, treat things like this as well. You don't need to go on Twitter and be like, "Boy, you're a stinky poo-poo head. Fuck you." Like, no, you can actually sit here and talk about things, be an adult about it, be professional. So, well, I would love to leave it to you two or one of you or whatever. Is there anybody in particular you would like to raid? I will let you choose since you are my guest.
Gourdie, I think I might have somebody that you and I are both well familiar with that we would very much appreciate.
Oh, text me?
Are you familiar with Biddle's tune?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, she's
Absolutely.
currently she's a gem and a half. Elara, are you familiar with her? By
Yes,
chance?
I am familiar with Biddles, but I gotta be honest, I've never watched their content or anything like that. Like, I've seen them around, so this will be a great raid.
Okay.
I think that's wonderful.
Perfect.
Biddles is an
Yeah, she's
absolute
currently doing some artwork. She actually does all of her own content, like her own artwork, her model, and everything like that. And she's got a great vibe. I think y'all would definitely get along. Like, she gets along with me, she gets along with Gourdie, she would definitely get along with you. So, good luck.
Nice, I love it. Well, I will type that in, and we'll make it happen. So, well, guys, thank you all so much for being here.
Absolutely.
so
Take
much
it
for
easy however you
having
need to.
Okay, so apparently I
This was a
can't
lot
raid
of
them.
Okay, fire. W.
It won't allow me to raid them for some reason. I wonder if they have it turned off.
Or maybe they have you blocked.
Could be. Yeah, it says you cannot
I mean,
raid this
we can.
channel.
I'll go ahead and link you real quick. Maybe you just typed in the wrong name.
No,
'Cause you
I
don't-
got it.
that's-
I got it right here. Yeah, no, I got it.
I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yeah, it says you cannot raid it this time. Yeah, maybe they turned it off or something.
Yeah.
They probably might be like ending stream soon or something.
Yeah, maybe so. I pick somebody else.
maybe.
Pick somebody else.
Okay, hold up. Oh, hey, actually, I chose. Gourdie, did you want to choose one?
I mean, that it seems like you have somebody. Don't worry, you're good.
Oh, okay, well, I was just about to say, like, Yarny's playing 9 souls right now. It looks like she just started. Let me just click to see if she just started or she's ending. She just started. Okay, you could clearly liberate Yarny.
All right. Well, we're gonna see Yarny. We love Yarny around here. So
I do like Yarny quite a bit. Yeah,
Yarny is nice.
well, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for coming. And of course, having a wonderful conversation. And I will see you tomorrow, chat, for a little bit of news outside of YouTubing. And of course, make sure you go follow Gourdie and Nycto on their own channels as Nycto ascends into the sky forever to be lost.
My people
thank
need
God.
me.
Now that the guy's finally gone, Gourdie. I mean, like, I'm kidding. They all died the end. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Have fun with Yarny and them. Okay, I will see you all tomorrow.